up loud, ready for a scene. Then they freeze mid-step, 'cause the sidewalk's clean. Fresh then they white line, like a battle scar. Every edge in place, every marker star. Mr. Bill's curves, where the strong stand tall. Trip up the chaos, pull the front line wall. Good stone guardians, watching every turn. Mr. Bill's curves, make the doubters burn. Boots on the ground, badges in the night, neighbors on the porch, backlit by the porch light. Every sharp corner, like a drawn-out sword. When the crowd surges, they hold the accord. Mr. Bill's curves, where the strong stand tall. Trip up the chaos, hold the front line wall. Good stone guardians, watching every turn. Mr. Bill's curves, make the doubters burn. They chant and they push, but the line doesn't fade. Every painted edge, every groove that was laid. Dreamy haze above, steel in the street. Mr. Bill's curves stand where the patriots meet.
How we doing, guys? How we doing? That's pretty much over. There we go. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Sorry, late night thing or whatever. You do any news reports or anything like that? If most of you guys are watching BCP go over the news and other stuff on his channel, but I was thinking about Villain here recently or whatever, and haven't seen much of his footage or whatever from back in the day. Just we're back to all his kind of stuff about all the craziness that was going on back in the day that Mrs. Axel knows all about. Some of the stuff there. She might see herself in some of this footage. I don't know. But anyway, this one here, we won't go over them. It's just kind of one of his first ones here that I can remember anyway, at least from this feed here. The first one that shows up here is when Black Rebel got stabbed there. I think he had some others that were older than this 5 years, but it's just not showing up here. But anyway, hopefully it'll work well enough for you. But the first one we got looking at here is Portland protest, park shut down and cleared out 5 years ago. 2,000 views there. So when he was first pretty much starting out, normally he would get a lot more views, I think, back then. Anyway, let's see what was going on here. We'll fast forward if we need to. Okay, this is the days of the 720 and 480 resolution thing. So, and before stabilizers became kind of an issue there. Hey, Paul, Tisha, how you doing? Nice to see you. I'm just kind of covering some old footage from back in 2020, 2019, 5 years ago. I guess it would have been 2020 or 2021 maybe. But anyway, it's a Villain report from back then. Passed away 3 years ago or so. Might speed him up here a little bit. Were they taking over the park or something like that? Maybe.
Got a few officers over here.
This is over across the way from Carruthers Park, where most of their kind of protests usually happen. But the federal park is Carruthers Park. This other one is a city park over there. Can't remember the name of it.
On their motorcycles in Chapman Square. Thank you. This is Lonsdale Park, where They've been building kind of somewhat of an autonomous. A few officers over here.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
On their motorcycles in Chapman Square.
Hold on a sec. Does that say F ice on it? So I can. Let's see if I can go backwards. Just a tiny fraction here.
On their motorcycles in Chapman Square.
I'm trying to. I think it says F ice. Even back then, there was a time back then that they kind of had a little encampment next to ice also, I think, too. Yeah, it does say F ice on it. 5 years ago, they never stop. That's all they want to say is one crazy phrase.
This is Lonsdale Park, where they've been building kind of somewhat of an autonomous zone the last couple days. It looks like they just ransacked this place a few minutes ago, not too long ago. Nobody left in here. Just all these.
Oh yeah, this is the park next that has that statue over there. Okay, now I know where you're at there. So yeah, okay, and there's the federal building. Okay.
Look at that, they got tarps and moving the park benches and creating the tables and stuff. But there's no protesters left here. Just city workers and police going through and cleaning up the area. There's some park rangers there, putting up some flyers here.
They finally kicked him out of that area there. It's kind of shortly after the, hey, what's going on? Does that remind them of Villain? You have your moments or whatever. You probably have similar masks or something like that. That Villain always had whenever he hung around Antifa or something like that. He would have a black mask whenever he would hang around the Patriots or whatever. He would kind of have, usually it would be kind of a dirty red, white, and blue kind of, not dirty, but like a rough looking red, white, and blue flag mask. Yep. Rest in peace. Yeah. You and me both, Weather. Yep.
What these flyers say. Hey, the three of you, they're in there. How you guys doing? They're going on about how they need this because they canceled festival season. Guess festival season's over, huh? Yeah, this is the dirtiest of festival season. Hey, look, there's a mattress without any of the bedding or fabrics left on it there. Pretty grody.
Yeah, looks like Geyer did something for me here. Let's see what this says here. I have to make this big. How do I do this? Let's see here. I don't need anybody to see the chat area there. And pull this out of here. And pull it big. Can I do this? And just pull. Oh, should be a way to just do this. That sort of. I guess that sort of does it there. Mr. Bill's Curbs. Does that work? That is a video. You seen that? I'm not sure. Did it have audio on it? Probably not. Mr. Bill's Curbs. Driveway. That's cool. Thank you, Geyer. That's cool. Concrete curb detail, Mr. Bill's. There's my curbs. Or the graphic. That works. I appreciate it. Yeah, I always kind of wondered some sort of make a video or whatever going along with that song you heard at the beginning there. Mr. Bill's Curbs. I think I want to call my viewers or whatever the Curbsters. Is that kind of a cool name for everybody's got their kind of thing that they call their chat or whatever? You guys mean be called the Curbsters, or is that demeaning or anything like that? I could call you the Curbs, but the Curbs are still real, but the Curbsters is more of like a name, I think.
After I get this picture of this notice that his park rangers are putting.
Yeah. That's the other thing about it. Villain Report, yes. At first I was going to say Villain Phoenix and everything. I think he called himself that or whatever, but his channel is Villain Report, so same thing. But yeah, I guess I could have called him Villain Report. Let me change that, edit that title a little bit here for you. Just for YouTube anyway. Phoenix. You want me to change it for Twitter also? Well, I'll do that for Twitter also, I guess. Hold horses. There you go. Yeah, well, you know, the guys in the house. Yep, you guys are doing cool. Staying up late tonight, you crazy animals. Like it's not too late.
Putting up. I'm gonna.
Skip ahead here.
All right, so get the park rangers throwing up some new signs on the pole here. So
What's it say?
this is an item retrieval here, so they can come get their junk.
That reminds me of the same kind of thing they did about 4 months ago or whatever, when they cleaned out that encampment or whatever, and the police kind of let it sit there for a little while. And I was actually there when they kind of made them pick up the trash from their encampment and everything. The car came by to pick it up. Lady was yelling at the cop. But anyway, 45 minutes to gather their items before they have to clear the area to allow the next person to come in. Good deal.
Individuals have 45 minutes to gather their items before they have to clear the area and allow the next person to come in. So I was just talking about people retrieving their items that they have here.
I think the official reason was slipped and fell and hit his head or something like that is the official thing. But yeah, I've got my conspiracy theories about that, but you can imagine. I'll just say villain had footage of J6. Just we'll say that is sort of related to my conspiracy theory.
We got a pretty good police presence here for this time of day. Got a lot of park rangers out here, which is interesting. I think Lonsdale, I don't know, maybe it is a federal park. I thought Lonsdale was a...
Yeah, that the thing you were next to said it's City of Portland, so it's a city park, but it's weird that they just took it over like that.
City park, but I don't know. So here is...
Remember how it was like this everywhere, guys? In the Summer of Love. You can see all the BLM stuff. And they had to have these kind of walls around the federal building and the courthouse there, ACAB, wherever you drove in town. Even Ted Wheeler on the ground and everything. It was just craziness out there. Yeah, they keep saying they're going to put it back up, but you know what'll happen to it shortly after they put it up. You know, it'll at least be defaced or taken down again by Antifa in the middle of the night. Wolfie in the chat. Hey, I'm not expecting so many people to pop in here late at night for a stream that I didn't even put any hashtags in.
Federal building. All the shenanigans that they keep doing to it. There's still a bunch of junk here from last night. Haven't cleaned it up yet. We can pop over here and look at the trash. The little Rose is up there.
I think what I'll do is I'll play a few videos of his coverage and everything, and then we'll watch some of the memorial tribute that we did or whatever. You know, we had all the streamers together and everything on that thing there, talked about different things like that. I think that's more or less what you guys would kind of like to see again. It's kind of a like see all the streamers all in one place at one time, you know.
Normal kind of thing they do. So here's if you guys haven't seen, they place these concrete jersey barriers.
Just FYI, I'm the one that put it together. Not taking credit, just I'm the one that put that together.
Around the fence the other day to try to make it less available to
look at all that graffiti. Oh,
somebody knows.
Remember F12 was like their big thing back then. Remember that one?
Freely, so I don't want to get them in trouble with their job. Here's the van for Riot Ribs. Showing out over here.
For the Riot Ribs, you gotta remember hearing about Riot Ribs all the time. That's where the guy got all his Riot Rib stuff. Manuel probably remembers back in those days. Yeah, the spa. Oh, yeah, I remember that spa situation. Yeah, he had good conversations at that spa event. Yeah.
A site called one of them is Revolution Ribs.
Yeah.
The guy that we ousted out of there, and I'm not gonna say his name right now, but we go remove him. We go move another guy. That told me when I walked over there to get my supplies, my ribs and all that on the table. He told me Lorenzo. Now, mind you, I started right here. He told me Lorenzo, we don't want you here.
Oh wow.
Now, who tells Fred Meyer you can't go to Fred Meyer?
Yeah. What are you guys using that money for?
Right now, we're using it for just like I'm the founder, right? As you know that, right?
Yeah.
You seen the Willamette Week newspaper?
Yeah.
It says it?
Well, I didn't see that, but I've seen you down here since.
Like I said, we got the thief. Called me and said,
We had a long conversation with this guy.
You help people, right?
I said that gentleman walked up on my side with a skateboard. You know, you've seen people in the park, they'll hit people with a skateboard and they run away. So.
Oh, I never seen that.
No.
I never saw that.
Donate to them as well. It says they've made $600,000 already. That's an insane amount when you think about it. And he said they still have that money. They're gonna help the community out. I'm gonna go try to ask him.
It's everywhere. ACAB, F12. Like, do they have any more match? Even the umbrellas they got on the sign. Oh, a peace sign. Oh, wow. That's very peaceful to say the other stuff that you've got written all around there. Yeah, it's very peaceful.
What about that? 5-gallon propane tank. Hey guys, excuse me. I'm a live streamer. I've been documenting this for a couple months. Is that a propane tank somebody threw over the fence? Yeah. That is insane. Thank you for what you guys are doing. Sorry you have to go through all of everything that you've been.
Wow. Could you imagine a propane tank if that thing exploded? Oh my goodness.
Dealing with.
Hey, Santiger, how you doing?
Somebody threw a 5-gallon propane tank over the fence into the Justice Center area, or into the federal building area here. That is just crazy, man. That could have hurt some people really, really bad.
Good coverage. Good coverage.
Where they're carrying a 5-gallon propane tank that somebody had thrown over the fence to try to hurt them. That could have blown up several people. So for those of you that are still under the impression that it's a peaceful protest, that was a 5-gallon propane tank thrown over the fence at them. So that's just insane. That could have blown up. That could have killed several officers. They get their job to do so. Man, I'm still just kind of blown away at what I just saw.
I can imagine.
Picture of this sign right here? No.
Yeah,
okay.
crazy.
Thank you guys for what you're doing. Sorry you have to go through everything that's been going on. Huh? Just that sign right there, yeah. I tried to, but it's a little shaky in that. It's hard to get the bottom words on it, so. All right. Yeah, that one's farther away than this one. I'll just try to zoom in here because it's a little closer than that tree. I'll just try to read it. Oh, okay, I can see it all now. That's all just a bunch of different languages that say the same thing. It just says temporarily closed, so. All right.
Skipping ahead here.
Wish I would have known about this morning.
Hey, you guys are hanging out. I appreciate it, guys.
I tried to get here for the shutdown of this.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Oh, come on, Dwight. Are you saying that the Antifa that are down there Monday through Thursday or Sunday through Thursday are not the real Antifa? Are you saying those people out there are not anti-fascist? Come on now. How dare you say that the people in the blue hair and the blowies and things like that are not the real Antifa that was back in 2020? How dare you say such a thing as that? That is just, I can't believe anybody would say that. No sarcasm intended.
I'm gonna take a look at the chat for a second while I just point the camera at the dumpster park here.
Yeah, these days you get away with it a little bit more. Back then, if you, even the lefty protesters back then, if early on they kind of let you do it a little bit, but later on, if your thing was not pointed at the ground, you'd have 5 or 6 black blockers all over you.
You set up a super chat. I just learned how to monetize this YouTube thing, so that's setting up right now. I have to learn how to do super.
You could point it at other streamers, that's why back then all people saw were the streamers' faces, Jared and Concrete Reporting, people like that.
Chats. I appreciate you guys for saying that. If on that note, if anybody wants to help me out, I do have a GoFundMe set up to try to get some new equipment and try to recoup the losses that happened to me in the last 2 weeks. Pretty close to $2,500 through all the crap that happened. But I'm also trying to get some new equipment so that these things can be better. One of the big things on me right now is my computer took a dump, so I need storage and editing abilities. Anyways, long story short, on my Twitter, my pinned tweet is my GoFundMe, trying to raise money to recoup my.
Even he had trouble back then.
And
too.
I won't lie, I'll tell the truth. A lot of them make themselves look pretty stupid when they're the employees and they're getting all this out of here. There's notes on how they can collect their property, and they're going to clean up this park.
That's good. Let's see what else we had down here. That was a good one though. There, go through his live feeds here. Scroll down to the bottom and then go back up from there. Pro police rally. 1 hour 42 minutes. What was this one about?
So I'm going live back now again. They had a peaceful protest. And the last night I went to Eugene. And
Did you go? I was there too.
You were there last night?
Right up front.
Did you see me there? They did not like me, man.
But I heard you were there. They didn't know what. And not let them walk around for most of the night.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, I didn't go to this one here, but yeah, they somewhere near the police area, I believe, and they tried to put flags in all four corners, and I think Antifa eventually showed up here.
Yeah, I'm for one. I'm very, very tired of the violence. I'm tired of seeing it.
Hey, Mrs. Axel, are you still watching? Who is that? Ooh, I think I see Quincy behind right there. The younger Quincy. But who's in the front there? Who's in the front there? Looks familiar.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding, right? You see what's happening.
Yeah, I've read their website too. I don't know if it flat out says we are Marxists, but I've read their What We Believe page. It's almost a page out of the Communist Manifesto. Started that organization. And as far as I understand, all three of them are avowed. And
ACAB. That's what we did back then. We always tried to change their words into something more positive. So instead of all cops are something bad, all cops are brave. It was a big thing back then. Yeah, that was young. Even from the backside, you could tell like well shaved and a little younger. I think this is Shelby over here. I didn't know Shelby. He's been in the movement quite a while. A gay guy there, patriotic guy that always kind of jokes around with Quincy. You've seen him at the ICE building before. I think that's him right there.
I got a little show today, a little support. Not too many people out here, but enough. So hard to.
I'm trying to tell where this is at. It's at 405 is that direction there. I get Black Lives Matter Avenue, evidently right here in Portland.
Let's go over here and see if we
Hey,
can
Jet.
shout out the
Jets, you remember the good old days here, don't you? Yeah, hopefully you do. Oh, yeah, there's BCP over there.
Black conservative preacher over here. He's a celebrity here in Portland, Oregon.
Right.
He's got a lot of videos you can see on Concrete Media. I blasted out his interview with Brother Matthew, the street preacher that gets jumped occasionally. So, can you tell us about that? What do you think about Brother Matthew? I don't know too much about him.
I got in contact with him after what happened at
BCP is probably asleep, but should we see if he wants to say anything real quick here? I'll say. There we go. Angry Oregon is making excuses about if he was going to go live or whatever. I'm not sure if he's going live or not. If he is, whatever, I'll send you guys over to him here in a little while if he's around. But see what BCP's got going on here. So therefore, let's see what his shirt says. Mobs or mods? I don't know what you're talking about. Polish, how you doing? Polish, a lot of cool names in the chat. Thank you guys for watching and chilling with me. 32 people chilling this late at night. Where are you guys all from? Where's everybody from? Who's the farthest away, guys? Who lives the farthest away from Oregon?
Jeff. And spoke to him. I know a lot of people thought he was crazy and things like that because most of the time you see him so crazy. Like, wow, you're crazy for going down in the midst of basically a lion's den.
Yeah.
And so because the same person would do that.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Art. There used to be a group of about 4 guys that go around Portland and street preach.
Hey, Barnett, how you doing? Sorry I haven't been on Twitch lately or whatever. I'm only on Twitch tonight because I didn't want to go through the time of putting Rumble together. But thanks for watching me over there on Twitch also. Santa Maria. That's cool. Thank you, Weathercat. I appreciate you.
They're pretty intense and ruckus. I think there was something like the Hell Raising Streets or whatever. Was that part? Were you part of that? All right. That's interesting. You still roll with those guys?
Conservative preachers' videos are there. I'm gonna step away from
And
this.
if you guys don't know, this is the famous Villain Phoenix right there.
Infamous.
Yeah. So, where can they find you? I know the Villain Report is on Facebook.
The Villain Report on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at villain_Phoenix. And you can find me on YouTube, where most of my videos are, and that is Villain Phoenix, 2 words. I stream live on Twitch sometimes. That's 1 word, Villain Phoenix. I stream live on Facebook sometimes and YouTube. I'm trying to check out all these different platforms. I might try Twitter again. I might try Periscope again. But anyways, you can find me on those and check me out.
And roll with him. I mean, he has some awesome testimonies.
And back then, it was hard to get. There wasn't like a multi-streaming platform, so in most cases, you had to kind of choose what your major platform was. You know, a lot of people were on Facebook. BCP was the main one there.
We've done this a couple times now already. We kind of like interview each other. The people like it.
They do actually.
Yeah.
My views actually went up.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
People think that the police system in America could get better, as most systems can. So,
but I think that it's sickening that I've seen moms for dead cops hanging on buildings. And it's
agree to its terms of service on your phone, you give that app permission to look at certain things, and some credible companies will respect your privacy, and some other companies will get you to sign something that you realize you're not signing to, or they'll just illegally steal your information off your phone. So
yeah, I sent him a message just to see if he got back to me. No, he didn't get back to me. Although sometimes he prefers to text me, and I don't have my text messages on vibrate or anything like that, so I don't see any messages there. You know, they cover up Iran news and things like that, which is cool, but once in a while it's kind of cool to remember some of the old days or whatever. And Dylan was definitely an old OG.
You're giving them access to your personal information when you download those apps.
yeah, I mean, I woke up this morning to a bunch of people on Facebook complaining about TikTok and how this is our only entertainment for social media and all this crap, and I'm just like, is it really that important?
Yeah.
Who cares if they're stealing data and information from you? Why do we need it?
Or more loudness, and I just stay with them. And he ended up being pretty nice in the end. I mean, yeah.
Who are we talking about? Are we talking about the guy with the man bun that was screaming Black Lives Matter incessantly?
He actually tapped me on the arm and said, "Hey, there's cars coming. They've got a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Be more understanding." Instead,
She had longer hair. Usually she has like mid-length hair, but I remember she always hangs around with BCP too. Mad if I forget her name. I forgot it.
Yeah.
Well, she was at the flag wave yesterday.
which means restructure, training, taking care of the union. So you have a bad apple in the mix.
Okay, all right. Okay, right on.
That's what he does.
So let me ask you.
He always did a good job with interviews and things like that. You know, usually it was about current events, but he would also ask questions about, what's your thoughts about, Black Lives Matter or whatever it might be, but real personal about it and understanding.
A spicy question here. So with everything everybody's focusing on, you've got kind of a unique position. You're a black man. There's a Black Lives Matter movement going on, but your son is in law enforcement here in Portland, the hot topic city right now.
Right.
And so you've probably got some different perspectives than a lot of people have. What do you think about what's all going on and how the police are being treated, and about the Black Lives Matter? I guess that's a really big question there, but about the whole thing, what's your thoughts on everything that's happening?
I believe that everybody's deceived, and that Black Lives Matter is a false thing that's set up by China to bring down our children, because they brought in the propaganda and they taught our kids in school. And the parents wasn't watching their kids because the parents were brought up in the 60s.
Yeah.
And so they let the kids go ahead and do their own thing. And so this is what we got at the end result of it, Here we got someone coming in and telling them to hate your own country. So look what they're doing. They're tearing up their own house that they're living in. And this is the beginning of insanity. To take care of each other. We need to take care of each other. I got a white grandfather, and I got on my mother's side, and I got a white grandfather on my dad's side. We got all this going on here. Cherokee Indian. God put a mixture inside of us, okay? And I'm gonna tell you something. God put us here to minister to one another.
Good perspective here.
And if
Hey, Tahiti Wave, how you doing? Nice to see you.
go on and not be a part of their lives.
It's supposed to be all
And
lives.
we got something wrong, but we need to be teaching what God wanted to teach.
I don't know what's going on.
How to care for one another, and how to help one another.
I've
Good
never
example has been given at the prodigal son. When he went out there, no one gave to him. What did he do?
Right.
He came back and he said, "How many servants of my father have burned up his spirit, and I go out with hunger?" And so he turned back around, and what the prodigal son did? And all of a sudden,
I think I talked to her last week. I can't remember. I think she was here though. All right. Here, come talk to you, man. You're saying, what were you saying? All cops are beautiful? Is that what you said? What was it?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That's what I thought you were saying.
Therefore, I have a brother that's beautiful.
You got a brother cop? Is that dad behind you? I just talked to this man. He is a crowd favorite right now. He just became like, damn, if I can. We are at 71 minutes. Like, run the audio. I got to get a mic.
Yeah, you got to get a better mic there at that time, it sounded like. But yeah, I guess back in the day before I really got involved or whatever, at least I didn't want to go down to Portland there. They'd have these kind of flag waves for Blue Lives Matter back then was the big thing there as a kind of a against the Black Lives Matter kind of thing. So you'd have little flag waves here and there, usually Clackamas County, but this is definitely in Portland here.
Maybe we can have a good conversation.
Sorry about the audio.
Can I ask a question?
That is Shelby. You guys have seen this guy out there at the different protests. He's an OG. He's showed up at ICE buildings and things like that. He hasn't been there for a while. He's probably thinking, you guys think this is Antifa? I dealt with Antifa.
I walked up on you guys' conversation on live stream. Are you live streaming?
No, I'm just recording, documenting here.
Cool. Are you guys having like a like-minded discussion, or are you like sharing opposing viewpoints?
Man, I'm first of all, I'm apolitical.
So did you just walk up on us on the?
It's hard to hear that. Here we go.
I can only live my life.
Yeah.
I had a conversation. What a girl had this conversation with me as a celebrity, who she felt was very conscious, and now he's more of like a Hollywood guy, and he's not.
Do you guys remember Villain Phoenix back in the day? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Villain. Put a 2 in the chat if you heard the name but you didn't watch any of his footage. You know, this is his footage there, but thanks for watching with me, guys.
Not doing a lot of things for the community or making songs that represent his old feelings, but I was telling her at a certain point in somebody's life, you have to look out for yourself and look out for your family. Because
some people are saying that you look like you're making phone calls and asking people to come out here and harm people. Did you have? No. I'm asking. I'm social media president, Villain Phoenix. I'm not live streaming. I don't have a card. But I'll do whatever I want. I'm just coming over here. Did you have anything to do with that glass ball? I'm not trying to.
Can't hear you when you're speaking through that thing there, and you keep approaching Villain like that for some reason. That's terrible. When you have your beard and everything. It's crazy.
Me and grab my camera and push me.
I didn't see that. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm just coming over here and ask. Somebody said something, so I want to.
Somebody told me that you were a fast pig with your friends here.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, well I'm not, and I didn't have anything to do
with
that motorcycle.
Okay, it's dialogue. So dialogue, man. Some people said you were part of that, so I wanted to see if you were.
I didn't really need to look to know what his thing is going to say there. Black Lives Matter. Yes, they do, but guess what? All lives matter.
And I can't understand your stupidity.
Why are you calling me that?
I don't understand why you have a United States Marine Corps shirt and you're advocating for just one race of Americans. How did you advocate for the Marine Corps but only advocate for one race? That's bizarre.
He actually didn't make him call.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why I just want to check out and see if he was.
Ask him why he joined the Marines. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Ask him why he didn't cut his toenails and have good body hygiene.
I've got a social media presence. I'm Villain Phoenix. I was in the riots for a while documenting, so I was just trying to blend in and not get beat up. I have been beat up for documenting, so.
You really should be wearing khakis and white pants.
People know me here, so they're expecting me in my presence. So I dress different ways for different events, you know. So man, I wasn't trying to come on you and get you. I was honestly just someone said that you were. That's very left of you. Yep. It's on video.
Hello, that's very left of you. Like that's a good way to answer the question without. You didn't say that's very rude of you. That's very left of you.
I would stay longer, you guys. I'd stay until this is done, but I have a commitment to somebody that I can't.
Yeah, he's a very secretive guy. You know, a lot of stuff. You know, he would never get into any kind of personal things like that. He would keep it all business when he was on live streams. Let's keep going down here, see if there's any other important things we missed down here. How about the time there? Justice Center, you guys want the crazy drama stuff, don't you? Patriot Rally in Oregon City. I probably went to this one here, maybe.
We got audio and video.
Yeah, you're good. Proud Boy type flag wave for the most part there. I'm gonna see if I recognize anyway. Let's see. Is he just behind there?
No more hard feelings, nothing. Are you kidding? You're welcome. You are you're welcome. Yeah. To be just hang out and talk and dialogue and things like that. That's what you want to do. So you have that opportunity now.
Hey, bud.
I've
been live streaming. I've been documenting the riots. My phone had shut down when that happened. Can you tell the audience what just happened?
No, it's like, I came up here and like
part of that scuffle. Do you know what happened? My life.
Dan Tooze as a younger guy out there. He looks the same though. A little more gray nowadays, but for the most part, he looks the same.
My phone overheated. I didn't get to catch it all.
Yes, I do.
Well, that guy's been around for ages too.
Can you tell the audience what happened there?
No, I have no idea who you are.
What? This is when PBs are first starting to learn who Villain Phoenix was. They put up with him and things like that. They wish he wouldn't hide his face, I would imagine, at all these events, but they were nice enough to him.
I've been documenting. I'm associated with Common Sense Conservative, and I'm in a media group in Portland. I've been documenting the riots. Hey, does anybody in this crowd know who Villain Phoenix is? Yes. Can you vouch for me?
Still not talking to you, sorry.
Right. Yeah, that's me. I met you at a couple of rallies in Portland. Do you know Common Sense Conservative behind you? So all right, we got to vouch there. So
still not talking to you.
Proud Boys don't like to talk too much to anybody anyway with the camera.
Okay, all right. Did you see what happened with the scuffle there? I was trying to get the story on what happened. My phone was overheating, and I was trying to fix my phone.
What part of Oregon City was this? Oh, okay. There's people over there. I don't recognize this one here. Estacada that way.
Yeah, he got a little bit too. When you're done with him, you want to talk to him. Okay. He got a little too aggressive, so they pulled him away from the main group so he wouldn't cause any harm.
My choice. You don't have the choice in your hands.
Repent Center, VCP's thing right there says. That should be okay. No, this was down the road, I think, from Berry Creek. Okay, this is like it's on 213, but it's down the road.
This gentleman here in the tank top, I just talked to him. He got in that physical scuffle. Everybody grabbed him.
Actually, BCP saw his face once too, but Villain was not very happy at the time where BCP saw his face that time. But yeah, BCP saw his face once too. But
guys in the black shirts here, I haven't really talked to them too much. It says Portland Proud Boys. They've got hats and sunglasses and shirts and bandanas.
Proud Boys do very well, but not only.
As the vice president of the Portland Proud Boys, I forget his name, Flip, I think, right? I think so.
We'd like to.
You want it to go slow. God rides a Harley. Clean out your plugs and things like that, and catch up with the normal area.
De-escalate a situation as quickly as possible. As quickly as possible. All right. And not to hurt, just to remove that person from doing harm, bodily harm to anyone. Because the whole point is we want to be able to freely speak without the threat.
I guess he agitated people. He was putting his hands on people. I think he had drinking a little bit, and he just got a little bit rowdy. And people on both sides are claiming the other side did it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was not at this one here. Okay. Columbia Clackamas Community College that way. Okay, so yeah, I know where that's at. It's near Berry Hill, but it's a little bit down the road there. Did you see that, Danny Rubble? Yeah, like, your BCP. I was wondering if he was going to come back on tonight. I sent him a message to see if he was going to show up there. Also, Angry Oregonian's out there. Also, I'm trying to see if I can find a video of Angry Oregonian out there. I figured he would show.
Within 2 months, almost.
Well, he lives more on the west side there. So if I see one that says West Side Town or whatever, then we might find out. See if Angry Oregonian.
Here today, back out, huh? Yes. This gentleman was outside getting accosted by some people at the event at the Justice Center earlier. So.
Yeah. So I heard nobody got injured.
Yeah, as far as I know, nobody got injured. Shots were fired in the parking garage. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna come right back for you. I'm looking for that old man that. Sorry, I don't mean to.
Let's see if we can find another one there. That was pretty interesting there. See, I just can't remember all some of his old footage there. I'm not gonna watch all of it, just gonna see some highlights there. I should have kind of picked out some of my favorite videos ahead of time and saved them or something like that. But let's just kind of go through some of this stuff here real quick here. Oregon City. Boat parade was nice. Not too crazy at that one there. Black Rebel had a good conversation at that boat parade too. Battle of Portland. We saw that the other day. Let's chat with BCP real quick here. There's a good one here. Danny Rebel wanted to see a young
escaping their country and coming to. Nice.
Yeah.
So just over here with Villain Phoenix, you can, if you want, you can watch his stream on YouTube. Villain Phoenix, that's on YouTube, his YouTube channel. Black conservative preacher here on Facebook. So we just got done.
Yeah,
know, gosh,
nobody in the area gets in that river.
I know. No one who lives here in Portland goes in that river, and I'm like dying to get home to shower. But so I mean, it was still a cool event, just watching all the flags and people. And then once we got more into Portland, you saw people on the shoreline, on the boardwalk downtown, and
never for the protest, but from day one in the Pacific Northwest, I started
some live feeds. They didn't look too good back then. You know, if your signal wasn't too strong or something like that, or you had too much concrete nearby, it's like, it'll work, but it'd be rough.
Out in Portland, I was dressing up in black bloc and going out and watching the protests happen and the riots. I filmed them. Eventually, I started live streaming on Twitch and learning how to do all that kind of stuff. I was never out there to try to arrest people or help cops arrest them and try to capture their crimes. I was just out there to see for myself what was happening and to show other people the truth about what was happening. But I was never part of these protests. I'm not for these protests at all. But these protests have made me even farther against the protests as they go on because of all the violence and the hate and just the victimizing of innocent people and helpless people, elderly people, small people. So to answer your question, no, I was never part of these protests. I've despised.
Don't get me in trouble with Danny. Don't tell him Mr. Bill showed you that BCP was actually a young guy. You're going to try to get me in trouble with BCP now. Don't do that. Mr. Bill is making fun of you being young or something like that. I don't know if you were watching the stream last night with me and him or whatever, and we're talking about divorce court and things like that.
Them from day one. I don't think
it's baffling at times. You know, women are smart enough to men. You know, they don't allow all that stuff or do all that stuff in their culture.
It's interesting, and the families seem very, very strong in that community usually. And I don't know what to think about all that. It's just something I noticed. I don't have necessarily drawn out conclusions, but
had rainbow flags on them.
Ever.
Right.
It's like that's not the purpose of that institution. We were led to believe that it was to educate children, and that's how those institutions grew.
I'm not sure about that, but that's my conspiracy theory or something like that. I mean, he did have some personal things going on, things like that. That's the reason why he went to Alaska, but I think there might have been something else related to that, but I have no proof whatsoever.
So much, and public school became the standard. And now in most of the country, you can actually get in legal trouble if you try to homeschool your children and take them out of the public school system. But what is our government doing? It was 18,
right?
And that kind of stuff just shows the disunity. It's just like anybody to look at that and it's like that is not logical or cohesive. That's
can somebody in the chat answer that one for me real quick? It should be fairly obvious, but if somebody wants to answer that guy's question, feel free. I'm talking about Villain Phoenix.
Obviously, two different groups making two different laws without consulting each other at all.
Right. Yeah. They actually told me and my wife that regarding our daughter and some of us when we went to doctor's appointment. Basically, you can do what you want. If you want to say this, you can keep it confidentiality, that type of stuff. And it blew my mind. Like, we're talking about
he was so good at conversations. He could have a conversation with anybody. He would have a conversation with, "Hey, how are you doing, Miss our Villain?" "Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Mama Bear. Thank you for popping in there. I figured you might like this content, only because BCP's on the screen. I see how you are. You only show up on my streams when BCP is around. What's up with that?" Well, yeah, they took all sorts of footage back then. They remember Eddie Block and what the FBI did to him with the footage and things like that. I'm guessing back then, a lot of times we weren't backing up our footage onto our computers and things like that. So our footage was stuck in the cloud on Facebook or YouTube and things like that. And we didn't always download it to our phone or computers like me, unfortunately. That's where all my old footage went to, is Facebook, and then it got erased after that. Somebody else might answer it for you. Somebody, you can kind of figure out what it means. But I'm not talking about this, but hopefully you're having a nice day, Benjamin.
13-year-old, and they don't have to say nothing. They have this confidentiality with the doctors, and it's ridiculous. So,
all right. So I know you said you wanted to get back to the boat topic and discuss the boat tomorrow.
You're actually proving the point about what it means. You're literally proving the point about what it means by asking the question. So thank you for proving the point about what Trump 2028 means.
My battery, I just got into, I think, my 10% range. It just happened for me, 5% range, so I'm down. So we can wrap this up soon. And obviously, we'll do this.
I always had good conversations when they were out there doing different things. All right, you guys want to get some more juicy stuff than interview stuff? We'll see if we can find some more juicy stuff content for you here. Not juicy, just a little bit more fun stuff, I guess you could say. See, not that one, not the boat parade. He also had a good interview with Chandler Pappas there too. If you guys remember Chandler, he had talked about Jay Danielson's Unaliver and how he kind of passed away. It was interesting. If you want to go look at that, it's a good conversation there too. They were in Louisville together too. With Viking somebody or something like that. I can't remember what that was all about, but Mr. Viking or something like that. They followed him to Louisville, and crazy stuff was happening with militia stuff in Louisville, but I don't want to play that. Let's keep it in Portland if we can here. He traveled to Denver also back in the day. Staten Island Ferry. He had some fun times too, kind of traveling around doing fun things also. Labor Day Patriots. And they had some discussions, Common Sense Conservative here. We'll play just a little bit of this one here just to see the three guys together there. I was not invited.
For watching this after
talking about this evening. One, as the Patriots, the conservative, the religious side, pro-American side of the country right now are starting to gather. And
Angry Viking, yeah, I remember that one.
We're starting to see some behavior on that side of things. It's
OGs in here, yeah.
Because frankly, there's more and more behavior that looks very like the anarchists, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the rioters.
What was nice, and BCP will admit to this, even though he's not watching my stream for some reason right now. It's, I guess, dinner is more important than watching his buddy here. But they would kind of call out the left and the right, usually the left or whatever. But when they saw the right doing something that was not, something that was a good religious right thing or whatever, Quincy would call it out. If it was not kind of a good legal thing to do or something like that, usually Villain would call it out. If it was not kind of a good ethical type thing, Common Sense Conservative would kind of call it out along those lines there. In most cases, if you're breaking the law or if you're kind of doing something that the conservative right would do or whatever, Common Sense would kind of say, behave, act like a normal guy, get together. Did anybody answer that? The Benjamin guy, did he go bye-bye? It's just like he proves the point, like that the Trump 2028 thing, like it's a meme. It's meant to kind of get you guys annoyed. Like, Trump can't run for a third term. Why do you keep saying this? Thank you. Yeah, prove my point. About how silly the left is. Anyway, back to the important stuff here. Let's see if they talk about anything else here.
Rule is we're journalists first and foremost. However, in recent events, recent days, things have changed. Things have happened. Not really changed.
Except for Labor Day Patriot events here.
Still a rule, but things have happened, and literally the last two events, I have felt the need to step out of my journalist role and step between people who are, in my opinion, who act badly. One example is, and primarily it's.
You get the idea that these guys they weren't just kind of on their side or whatever. They would call out, their side as well as they would call out the left or whatever. Not really as journalists, but as just kind of people out there. Like, you're behaving badly. You're making us look bad. Quit doing that kind of stuff. But let's see. Let's get, you guys want more spicy stuff or something like that, I'm sure, right? Let's see if we can find some more spicy content here. Louisville. Where's the Battle of Portland or whatever? You remember that one, right? Trump biker rally, Gresham. That was fun, but Clackamas County Sheriff's Office pro flag wave. Let's see what this was. Clackamas County. Might not be too spicy, but I'm trying to remember what this one was about. Rainy day. Shelby again. Shelby.
Critical condition. Lovely.
Give your life to God. I told her, what the fuck does that mean? She goes, you Democrats for centuries.
By the Cherries.
Just going for all-out control. I'm glad that there's
good interviews.
I would like to see it. Okay. What brings you out to the event today, personally?
And they've been doing it for weeks. Portland's not the only place this happening. Seattle, it's happening.
Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Across the country, it's happening. I think the people with their original intent to voice their opinion on what they think is a problem is gone. Nobody's buying it anymore. So I think, it's sad. I never understood wrecking your own city. This makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Very well could.
Yeah. Usually say Antifa really had any good sense back then for the most part. It was a rainy day that day. Whatever it was.
I actually even heard a rumor that man wasn't actually arrested, but the police just took.
The Clackamas County Police Station, evidently. Oh, it must be out in that area behind the Beaver Creek area. Okay, now I know where you're at. Strange place to have one, but that works. I wasn't there though. Trying to find one where I was in. There was one at Salem. Let's see if we can find the Salem one where we did a short interview on that one there. The heck of it. Not that you guys want to see me. You already see me in front of your nose right now, but there's a Salem anti-mandate thing. I think it was here. Downtown Portland, small clash. No. Where was the fun one? Salem. Stop the steal. Is this the one? Let's see what this one was about.
What's happening is America is being stolen. Not a country because of government. This country.
Oh, yes, we're talking about the elk earlier, remember? And then Antifa kind of made a new crazy looking elk that somebody, Proud Boys borrowed. And then that's that elk there that you're looking at right there that was temporarily down in Portland or whatever, but PB's borrowed it back, we'll say.
Is a country because of her people, her soldiers, her loggers, her truckers, hairdressers, cooks, mill workers.
Oh, my ears.
Entrepreneurs.
And sign up at peoplesrights.org. Text the word rights.
I was just trying to remember that the other day. Peoplesrights.org. That was the one, the Idaho guy that started that peoplesrights.org. When they took over the Malheur Wildlife Refuge, or the farmer guys out there, what's the name of those guys? Anyway, that's the group that People's Rights was. I got to look those guys up again. I haven't seen a lot of stuff from them lately.
You react, you play it on your terms. So I'm hoping no matter what happens.
It's not a think. It's a no.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
People were big on the Q back then, remember?
I'm surprised there's not a lot more. And just one more thing about the masks. I think they're a joke. He's doing it right now. And the...
Well, if you look at the numbers and you compare certain things like our...
I can't remember if this was J6 or another day. No, J6, he was down there. So this would have been December probably of that election year.
And they said a good question.
I kind of figured it was going to happen.
And what we do is there's some.
I can't remember who that guy is, but he's probably seen some old faces here. Just FYI, in case there's stuff on here YouTube was not keen on, this video uses fair use for the purpose of criticism, commentary, satire, news reporting, teaching, education, and research. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah, still hanging out there. I appreciate it.
Much chaos.
This guy always made food for everybody. I can't remember his name, but whenever there was kind of a big event or a big flag wave or whatever, he would come down, bring his cooker and cook up some hamburgers, meat, and chicken and things like that. Really good guy.
Activity and stuff going on right now. I kind of had an idea one day, but I'm a cook. That's what I do by trade.
Just real quick before we go into Jeff Croft, and then
that guy was there too, yeah. Jeff Crop, I can't remember.
What you need to do.
to tell you that I think politics are a lot like.
Defeat the Steals, what they called that.
There was one time earlier.
Oh, here we go. I thought it was there. No making fun. No making fun. Okay, everybody, don't make fun. Okay. Promise you get me. You're not going to make fun of the big beard and the rainy outfit and things like that. Okay. Don't make fun of me. I'll play it if you promise not to make fun. Don't make fun. Okay. So the first time me and Villain had a conversation, so no more. Beard was longer back then. Yeah, okay. I'm going to assume you guys aren't going to make fun of me, so I'll go ahead and play it.
With me from Springfield, we are leaving. I'm scared of the rain.
You want to do an interview? How are you, Mr. Bill? You want to do an interview?
Sure.
Where are you?
So you're a streamer from Portland as well, right?
Yeah.
You guys might have seen him on the stream when I was at the statues that day. We were standing around with a couple other people, a mod from Portland Indie Shop. But what made you start streaming, Mr. Bill?
Well, just with all the stuff in there, everybody was kept saying, Trump's a racist and all this other nonsense and everything, knowing it's not true. I'm like, wanted to kind of get the message out there for people to do flag waves, get out there and show their support for
no laughing.
their country and their presidents, and kind of help change the narrative that the left keeps painting.
Yeah.
It's similar to what you're doing there. And there's so many people, they want to stay home and not really get out there and take action, like one of the guys over there was saying. Get out there and kind of show your support. If you're a keyboard warrior, be a keyboard warrior, but at least be positive and getting your message across. But if you can get out there and go to events like this, see what's going on, it's a great way to do it.
You mostly just go to the safe events, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. Not always. Sometimes I went to crazy events also. I was just kind of being nice or whatever. I didn't want to break YouTube's standards or something like that. So I had to agree with it. Yeah, I go to the safe events or whatever. Okay. But don't tell BCP about this video. Okay. He's going to say, Bill only goes down during the daytime. Bill only goes down when it's safe. He even admitted it. So do not play this for BCP. And you better not be watching.
Yeah. Have you had any trouble from Antifa or Black Lives Matter?
It was called Stop the Steal. And just FYI, there's a disclaimer at the bottom, not that the election in 2020 was totally legit, no problems whatsoever. YouTube, there was no reason to have a Stop the Steal event. This is just a newsworthy event that I went to. I did not know Pam then. No, I did not. I don't think I've ever met. I might have run across her the 5 or 6 times that I've been at ICE, but I don't remember seeing her at ICE or whatever. I've talked to her on Spaces and things like that. On Twitter is about it.
Not from any of the safe.
I tried to get her that debate thing, but she didn't want to debate Tommy. Events, you know, as long as we're. You were here, this one, Ryan? Yep. Who was the people that came down from Springfield? What were their names? They're kind of popular people that came down from Springfield. What were their last names? I was almost thinking they were the Axtells. Was it the Axtells that came down from there? You know, you've seen Mrs. Axtell here, but I don't. They're from around here now, so it was a different name, I think. I'm outnumbered. There was one time earlier, something like March or something like that. Antifa, BLM were over here having a nice little powwow or something like that. Me and him who were here. I came here first, sitting right over there, and they came over there like, "What are you doing?" They got within 6 feet of me. I kept saying, "Hey guys, 6 foot distance and everything," and they kept surrounding me and him who. So it got a little crazy, but just little teenage punks, you know.
Yeah.
It's like. Yeah, and they remember that thing that I'm describing. Him who will verify that. If you guys know him who on Twitter, you can verify that. Yeah, Mr. Bill was down there with 30 or 40 BLM at their event. You know. Yep. Who is him who? Sand Tiger. You know him who. You should be following him on Twitter. Do I need to put a link in there? Okay. I'm going to put a link. I want to sort of focus in on the genius stuff that I'm saying here on the stream here, but I'll give you that him who link. Him who set 7076 on Instagram and on Twitter. I think he has a YouTube also. Faith Over Fear on YouTube also, yes. But here's his link here. He's quite busy hanging out with the family tonight. He can vouch for me going to this particular wild event that not a wild event. It was during the day, but the event, the crazy people were having saying Black Lives Matter 30, 40 times over there, about 50 feet away from me. And then 5 or 6 of them came up and say, "What are you doing here? If you're not with us, you're against us," blah, blah, blah. Trying to scare me out of the area. Here's that link. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. Come on, guys. You guys here with a flag. Big deal, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been mostly going to safe stuff or events where I've got security. Sometimes I go to some other events where there's no security, but I try to stay safe. All right, man. I'm gonna go walk around and get some more interviews. I'll hit you up later. All right.
Yeah, businesses in Thailand.
Like I said, it was a short interview. There's tons of other people to talk to at that time there.
This shit needs to stop. Get these people the hell out of here.
If there was anything else going on here, did Antifa show up to this?
About it,
I don't think they showed up. There's way too much black and yellow at this one here for them to show up. Trying to see if I recognize anybody. See if Jay from Angry Oregoni was down there.
Stop and do the right thing. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat has no relevance in that situation. It should be because
Jeff Crop.
that is huge.
A lot of people back then were doing had the tree there, the Appeal to Heaven tree. That's pretty popular back then too.
Inclusive in itself. So
Sandy people here. They had a big group of patriots out of Sandy. This guy there, he didn't always look like me filming and things like that. I haven't talked to them in quite a while, but a good group of people out of Sandy.
Yeah, I see $10 a gallon for gas. You know, I see. I was saying, you know that you're. Nice.
And I know you are too. Here's one wrap up.
I'm pledge right now.
Pledge? Okay, right on. Hey, what's your name?
And we're
Jeff Crop there. That's cool. I think he was the Oregon Congress, local congressman. Let's see if I recognize any other faces. Not so much on that guy. I recognize the faces, not the names on those. I don't remember her either. All right. You guys are probably tired of all the old footage here. Let's go to the tribute. Go to the tribute. I think we'll do the Common Sense Conservative tribute there. Unless you guys want other crazy footage, but there's a whole lot of craziness out there all the time. Ooh, that was a crazy event there. The Salem one where trying to get into the Salem Capitol at that time there was a little bit wild there. But it's 10:25. You guys probably were tired of watching here. So, like I said, I wanted to watch the other thing there. I got to either watch it on Polish American Brotherhood. Let's watch it on Polish American Brotherhood's channel. I think would be a better way to go. No, let's do Common Sense Conservative. I think he got the whole thing. This is YouTube is still up there. Good guy too. Go over some of his footage one of these days too, if you like. But right now, we're just trying to find the Villain Phoenix situation there. Memorial. I think a lot of people were watching that one that night. Remember? It was right after an event. There was an event that happened that same day too, and then after that event, we decided to do the tribute. Here it is.
Buddy. Okay, yeah. Give me the.
Can you hear me? I'm not
Yes.
using Discord. All right, good,
Hear you
good.
for sure. You're good.
I'm Tara Shapansky. My YouTube channel is the Polish American Brotherhood, and I had the pleasure of getting to know Villain this past year.
Like, see, there's a lot of flags. It's a lot of those events there, but this was must have been 3 years ago. Let me double check the date or something on this one here. If he's did you put the date on this one here? January 8th, 2022. Must have been a week or more. It was right around Christmas time that he passed away. 2021, December 2021. So like a year after J6, pretty much. But yeah, that's interesting. Almost a year after J6. I wonder if a year has anything to do with any kind of legal things with footage. Anyway, this is conspiracy theory, Mr. Bill. Let's see what we got here. See if you guys recognize any of these OG streamers and restreamers here. Top left, Austin Zone. Below him, Rant for Liberty. Central Scrutinizer. I think he went by another name. He actually passed away not long ago too. He was going through some medical troubles and things like that. Not real well known or popular, but good guy there. But he passed away. Eddie Block, which still streams, but doesn't do a whole lot of protesting streams. Streams from his house, talks about politics and poker and different things like that. Check him out on Eddie Block. And it also has dog. He has Trump the dog thing too, if you remember that one there. Yes. I was thinking about sort of watching his stream also. I'm not sure how long he's going to go. Let me bring him over here real quick here. Not bring him over, but just watch his stream here. See how he's doing. What's he talking about? You guys want to watch it?
And I had somebody tell me they want to know where I work now, and
don't say it.
Was going to call my boss on me, and I'm like, "You'll be lucky if my boss doesn't." Oh, Bill's got me on. Hi, Bill.
Hey.
I said, "You'd be lucky because my boss is more hardcore right wing than I am, so you're going to bark up the wrong tree on that one too." So I've never worried about doxing.
That's good.
Most all my family is on the same page I am, and they know what I do, and they know what the risks are. So it wouldn't surprise them. And it may even get you some repercussions you didn't ask for if you start messing with my family. I'll just sit back and watch and laugh. So I don't worry too much about it.
Oops, there's not. Let's go back there.
Really enough for them to want to dox me anyways. I try to stay out of the confrontations. I can't hear you, Bill, so I don't know what it took me off now. He's got Robert on the screen. It looks like he's got some people joining him, or does he just have people on the screen? I'm not sure. So he's got a good show going on. But yeah, definitely you come doxing me and come out this way, it's definitely FAFO. Because, and it's not, and I'm not saying it because I'm a badass, but if you want to mess around with the people around me, I'm just going to sit back.
All right, guys. I'll keep doing this, but some of you guys go watch the Angry Oregonian, okay, for me. Right there. Give him some more love. He's only got 8 people watching him over there. I'd appreciate it if somebody else watching me is talking about kind of current stuff going on, I think, and the protests, things like that. So he thinks that these people are joining. We're like, no, nobody's joining. We just talking about Villain Phoenix over here. But please let me know that you guys are showing Angry Oregonian some support. I'll try to raid him if he's still over there when I'm done with this. And I'm not going to play the whole 3.5 hours, just kind of go over some highlights here.
And was on his podcast last month. So here to pay my respects and join with everyone.
And that's Polish American Brotherhood. That's right there. You hear her audio. We were trying to do this through Discord, so it's kind of tricky at first there. In fact, God Rides a Harley is down there at the bottom left corner there of the screen there too.
Buddy.
Alrighty, next up is Squirrels.
December 12th in DC, and
we kind of went over like our favorite moments or whatever, talking to him and things like that. You guys don't you're so demanding for links, okay? You know what I'm going to do, since I usually do it anyway, and that way I don't have to do all the links for everybody else already. Danny's has a YouTube, right? I don't mind sort of shouting people out. I do it more often than BCP does, but I'm going to let them shout out their own channel. Actually, why didn't I just do it the easy way here? Hold your horses, people. You guys are so greedy. Here, don't hear my own voice. Where is he at? Where's he at? There he is. There we go. Because that way, streamers can be moderators, and when they want to shout themselves out, they can shout themselves out. See, that way I don't have to worry about shouting out, and I don't have to feel guilty for not shouting them out, because they have the opportunity to shout themselves out. They say the best for last. You're at the bottom of the list there. Yeah, I think I almost should have done it on Polish American Brotherhoods, because I think she had like the whole screen up there on it also, but on this one, Eric Common Sense was kind of taking up most of the screen.
we had a really great time and everything was awesome.
The ones that have any information, so
there's my loud, annoying voice right there.
Please let your chat and moderators know that. Robert, if you don't mind sort of saying what the latest is or whatever, and then we'll just kind of leave it at that as you describe how you know Villain.
All right. So, yeah, I've had a lot of people like already asking questions. A lot of people don't know that Villain has passed away. And I really wanted to make sure that I just kind of cleared it up right off the get-go. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the Common Sense Conservative. I've been out doing this stuff for 6 years, back before there was even a Patriot movement. And Villain, well, we'll get into, my feelings and all that wonderful stuff on Villain. But I was
same green screen.
Contacted the day that, as well as Quincy, the day that Villain was found to be deceased. And we do not have a cause of death. That is all in the family's hands. And it's up to the family whether or not they want to disclose the actual cause of death. There really is no point in people speculating. There's really no point in people coming up with their, theories and so on, because we don't know. We don't know how or why he died. That is the facts. I can tell you that his family did come and to his residence, and they got all of his personal effects and personal belongings. But other than that, it really is all in the family's hands, whether or not they want to tell anybody what his actual cause of death is. We are not, and nobody is going to release his name for the few of us that actually know what it is, because nobody wants his family getting messed with by the tolerant left. And that is something that I hope everybody can respect, and that there's other information that people might not be sharing for that same reason. He will.
I'm just going to be skipping it ahead here and there, guys. It's a long thing. You're welcome. You're welcome. Or are you looking for your own link there, Danny, for a second? No worries. Danny's link is in the chat there. Give him some love there. And if you need any glass blown for any legal activities, Danny's your guy. Oh, there's BCP. Sure, he comes in right at the end of the stream here. I see how it is. Right when I'm getting toward the end, and he probably wants me to raid him again tonight here. This control freak BCP here. Are you going to stream tonight, Quincy, or do you want to stream tonight? And you'll see BCP does show up later to this also here. Let me see if stream to him. He probably wants to hear his own voice.
Definitely.
He's questioning people, always talking to people, was never.
Scoot back.
He's, opening up a little bit to us. Robert's talking about regarding how I didn't know what to do with Villain. Villain was sitting in this car with me right here in the front seat, and we were meeting. I was going to meet up with Robert in a couple.
I didn't time it this way here, guys. I did not time it this way. I didn't time it for BCP to show up in the chat at the same time I got him talking about Villain Report. If I was that good at timing, then you guys should owe me money, but I did not time it that way. Okay, it was totally by accident.
Other streamers, because there was an event going on at nighttime, of course, in downtown Portland, and so we're going to go stream. Robert gets in the car. I'm like, "This is Villain," and Villain starts sharing stuff and opening up a little bit to us. And I'm looking at Robert like, "Okay, is he Antifa? Is he not?" This is like my first time actually hanging around him. And he's saying some stuff, and like Robert said, he always says things to kind of like make you think or question things, and which is great because we've seen that a lot when he would, go interview people and talk to people, go into the midst of Antifa. He's always making people think. He's making people answer questions, whether it's because of his philosophy or how he thinks or the political climate. Always questioning people, always talking to people, was never embarrassed, never afraid to go do something where a lot of streamers or a lot of people in general would be intimidated or uneasy to go around certain people, especially in the midst of riots and chaos. We see that within the Patriot movement itself, that people don't want to get out there. And Villain was always the one, like, I'm going into it. And I've witnessed myself other times where he goes into the middle of something and he's pulling people away who are on opposite ends of the political spectrum. And
we're going to test BCP's memory. What restaurant were you going at this time, BCP? I remember you were going to a restaurant. Oh, wow. Now he's shouting me out. First time I've ever seen him shout me out. Do you remember what restaurant you were going to? I think you were with your family, so you could, you weren't able to stream from your house at this time here. Do you remember what restaurant you went to at that time? Or at least what you had for dinner? I don't remember either. I remember I think you saw you're outside of a restaurant during some of this time here, if I remember right.
One thing about Villain that I can say is that he had a huge compassion for people, and he carried the weight of the burdens of.
I would imagine most of the streamers here. I haven't talked to Robert in quite a while. BCP, if you want to come up, have you talked to Robert in quite a while, or I'm not sure you had or not, but BCP should be a mod. Oh, okay. You're going to give him a big head, guys. You're going to give him a big head, okay? But just he wants to have a big head. We can give him a big head too. Hold on.
Our world. And I think that at times probably came out in some of his live streams, or if you knew him on that level, he definitely would talk about it. He definitely carried the weight of the division that we are seeing in our country. So, and I'm sure, like you guys, his journalism, his reporting will definitely be missed.
Awesome. Chrysanthemum or Squirrels, did you want to go next?
I do not like my recorded voice.
How you knew him, or what you thought of him,
We had some of his good friends there, at least from his Discord and things like that, that were on the show there too. So that was cool to have like a little bit of everybody out there. Hopefully I can get Graw's point of view here too as I'm skipping ahead.
One thing I'm really thankful for, but he would come into Discord after his streams and
having a debate.
Rant for Liberty there. Sometimes he pops into my chat once in a while. I haven't seen him in a little while there, but if you are Brant, how you doing?
He was, for you to see that, hey, this is how real conversations happen. This is how you're engaged. This is how you control yourself. watching him withstand all the attacks of other people, I gained a lot of respect for him. So I wanted to reach out to him naturally. So the 2 times that I met Villain were in these Discord calls.
Good memory. I thought it was like some kind of restaurant like that, like a fancy one.
That Chrysanthemum is talking about, because I host panels. Not a lot of this is just about covering the activism. It's about having an educated conversation afterwards and bringing everything to light, full transparency, not having just one lanes of conversation. And Villain was really good at submitting and pouring out his convictions and all of his morals and what he believed in. And the 2 times that I was blessed to have him in Discord calls, he actually provided an alternative form of thought that people really had to challenge themselves with. And some people took it offensive. Some people understood. And, you know, that
was his community that
Brand had a tendency to go on and on, but I wanted to hear Polish American Brotherhood's Tara Shapansky's opinion there, but she interviewed him about a week before or a month before, something like that.
We were all starting to build. And one thing that was very unique about
Quincy thinks he's important, so that's why he does the caps. He's his opinion's more important than everybody else's. So I just let him go on his little power trip. It's okay.
Villain was his willingness to go and engage people who have different views than himself, and willingness to try and open up others to having that communication. Because so I was on his podcast last month, and I was his last guest to have been on, and I'm very honored to have had the opportunity of connecting with him on his show. But in that conversation, I really learned more about his willingness and desire to be opening up those conversations. And I think that's something that was so unique about him. And that's something that we're missing from today's society. And with what we're doing in this movement of truth finders, because people will start to radicalize when you don't bridge that communication towards each other. So that was one of the goals that he had with his podcast. And I think that's something that we can carry on forward with trying to still open those communications. And similarly, how Antifa will try to paint this picture of him, and we know the truth about Villain, and even though they were trying to be shutting him down, he was very resilient to try and engage others to be vocal about it, to gain that understanding, and to get people speaking, so that we would find a different path that people are trying to divide us on. He was relentless when it came to that. And that was one of the main goals that he had with this podcast. And I think that's one of the goals that we can all share with, and we can all continue to bring forth as streamers, as YouTubers, as truth finders when expressing our opinions, is still keeping that willingness to be listening to others and engaging with others who have different opinions, even when they're trying to shut us down, but continuing with his spirit to not let others shut us down and keep that willingness to not shut down others. I'd also like to bring forward some words that Andy No had sent me.
Yeah, I was trying to get Andy No to this meeting too, but I knew if I couldn't get Andy No, but I knew I saw Tara recently was hanging out with Andy No. So I said, Tara, can you get thoughts from Andy about Villain? This is kind of special.
About Villain, that he said, these are Andy's words. His work was outstanding. It took bravery and courage to continue going out on the ground, knowing that there were extremists looking to do harm to him. And despite that, he expressed a genuine desire to humanize others and give them the opportunity to speak. The public is less informed with him gone, and Portland has lost a good man.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Amen.
Eddie, if you want to go.
Sure. Man, it's hard after watching that video, I gotta say.
I know, my eyes are watering.
I gotta say, unlike you guys, I've probably only met Villain like twice in real life. He was always nice. He was an awesome guy, and man, this is just so hard to do,
Girl, guess who else he mod for? Go ahead, rub it in, rub it in. Or I was gonna say he mods for Eddie Block also. Come on, rub it in.
We all of us here, we do what Villain did, but I don't think everybody has their own niche, and Villain was just, man, he did it so well. And then you always had to tell people, no, he's not Antifa. He's not Antifa.
It's just
he was just an awesome man, and just you see my dogs, I love dogs. We had the same kind of attitude and stuff. So, I mean, he always treated me with respect. Always treated me with respect. That's about all I can say, guys.
Yeah. And I want to say something quick. There was a person that he worked with. I didn't think she wanted her name known out there because, unfortunately, if find out who she is or whatever, they might go after her. But worked on some podcast with her. She just didn't even have the words to describe, what Villain meant to her and everything. But she was an important part of his life, knew him rather well and everything. But like I said, I can't just say who it was. But that's the kind of effect he had on people and everything. Just made him go speechless. A lot of cases, once he met him, that's what it was like for me.
The situation when it started.
Austin Zone, restreamer, news displayer on YouTube and Twitch. Austin Zone.
Starts to get hairy, honestly, when it starts to get good. Especially in the summer of 2020, we all really wanted to know what was actually happening on the ground, and the media was clearly not covering it. I admired the way that he would jump in there, and you guys have already said this. He had no fear of getting into the middle of a situation. He was so good at diffusing a situation, and even though he knew that he was likely to be attacked, especially after they knew who he was. So I'm just happy to be here with you guys and be a part of this panel. I just wanted to pay my respects to a good guy.
Saying that if he
later on, some more people showed up during this event. DK Records, also a restreamer you guys might recognize. I haven't heard from him lately. I think I saw him on Twitter not too long ago, but he wanted to pay his respects also. So anything later on, you'll see CJ pop up on here also. Who else popped up later? I think somebody else did also.
He could, help in any possible way, he would always do so. And if I remember right, which I think I do.
Hey, by the way, CJ is going to come in here too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I remember.
Awesome. I did send him an invite if he needs.
We also have Prime Time joining us and we have So High that wants to speak.
How's it going, everybody?
What's going on? Hightower, did you get your mic fixed yet? Still can't hear you if you're trying to get through to us, but if you're just want to listen or whatever, it's all good too. I know you.
But I knew a Villain.
There's Primetime Patriot too. So you'll see him on Twitter and things like that. Also, Seattle guy, you guys probably recognize him. He was always kind of dealing with Black Bloc and things like that in Seattle, along with Katie Davis Squirt. He hasn't streamed lately on YouTube or anything like that. He's mad at Elon lately because he hasn't got his old account back on Twitter, understandably. Here's his points of view.
Long before that, I've been watching his streams all summer long throughout the Chaz Chop and just the whole Portland scene. And I really admired Villain as an individual and the way he, always tried to bring things to the middle. I know a lot of people say that, but it was true. And I got an opportunity to meet him in Salem. And ever since that event, we kind of started chatting every once in a while and getting to know each other a little bit. And I don't know what it was, but he seemed to reach out and connect with me after that Salem event. I don't know if it was my streams or if he just saw what I was doing, but I felt like he just reached out and he wanted to make a connection because he cared so much about the community. And, after that, we just got a good opportunity to get to know each other and, share a lot of ideals and have a lot of conversations over Discord. But I'll just never forget the opportunities I got to meet him in person and spend time with him one-on-one. Me, Common Sense Conservative, Jake, Behind Enemy Lines, and Villain, we all went out to dinner one time. And I remember showing up to dinner and Villain was there. And I was like, wait, what's going on here? He's not supposed to be without a mask. He's supposed to be,
Wow.
Villain.
Yeah, I'm here.
And it was the one opportunity.
You guys,
Hold on, Hightower. We got Prime Time's talking. You go right after him if that's all right.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Can you hear me?
But we got Josh from Prime Time, and then you're next.
So, anyways, we went out to dinner, and that was the one time I really got to like meet Villain for the real Villain. Not the streamer, not the guy on the ground, not the guy battle at the front of the battles and whatnot.
Can you
but a real human, and
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Through the YouTube app for the last.
You guys remember Son of Hightower? Anybody remember Son of Hightower? He hasn't been streamed lately, but he's sort of like the old school Valley Ray a little bit. He walked around Portland, talked to homeless people, saw what was going on a little bit. Let's give him a few seconds here.
A couple of years, they just press go live and it goes live. It's super. Him was during Jay's memorial here in Portland. Antifa would end up crashing it. However, I think that the way that he covered that, it was just an amazing. It was amazing to be with such a reasonable person. So that's all I really wanted to add to this is that he was a real person. He had a name, and I can't wait to say it. And with that, I'll just keep listening, you guys. Thanks for holding this platform.
Gotcha. Well, we're still waiting on CJ to come in. Does anybody have any questions for those of us that did know Villain a little bit better?
Here he is.
Y'all.
You're welcome.
You guys remember CJ?
Pops up and flips side. I'm not even going to talk about it like I know technology. I'm going to shut up. But thank you for that warm greeting, y'all. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So, yeah, that's, what's funny, man, is that you mentioned like not knowing how to hold the phone. That's when I first met Villain, actually, is when I very first started all this. So first off, big shout out to all you guys for doing this, man. I really do appreciate it. It's very ambiguous, this whole situation with the stream world, especially with someone like Villain, who's, he's all in the cloak and dagger aspect of things. So you never really like see and know who the guy is, right? Until you get a chance to kind of repeatedly run into each other. So Villain and I, man, we met in Seattle in the Chop before he started the Villain Report, like way back in the day. I'm talking when the Chop first started. And I just started. So I wasn't even holding my phone right. I was still doing vertical. I'm walking around trying to figure out. Thought selfie sticks were lame. I'm like, man, I want to do this. But I met him and we got a chance to talk. And the first time we talked, man, he was just a super engaging guy. You know what I mean? Right off the bat. And it was kind of an intriguing moment for me because you could tell he was looking to like get more involved. And he started in my
just ignore K2. He doesn't understand this is a sad time and not a good time for jokes. Good idea, K2.
In my world, kind of the way that he showcased himself throughout all of his streaming, which was like very out front. He was, he was brave, man. He was super brave guy.
Tam, speaking of OG, there's Tam. She's always been in the chat for years and years.
And I'll say this, one of the things I admire about him is that in all the places we ran into each other, between Seattle, Portland, DC, like all around the country, he never had an issue. LA, someone mentioned the Wiesbach thing. He and I were down there for that one as well. And there was never a moment where he wasn't willing to just let you know straight up, like, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, these are my rights, and you're not going to overstep that and tell me how I can and can't live my life. Honestly, there was plenty of times where I was like, at the Wiesbach thing, he was getting swept at Wiesbach, and I even backed up. I was like, all right, they kind of circled me, and they were like, this guy. I get a lot of flack from, well, you guys already know how I get it, but it was like 15 people, and I'm like, all right, cool, man, not my monkey, not my zoo. And as I'm closing my stream to walk across the street, I hear Villain giving him an earful across the street, and he's standing between the police and Antifa, and he was just giving him the breakdown. Like, no, you're not going to tell me where I can go. You're not going to tell me where I can't go, blah, blah. And I was like,
I will say I felt the most, I'll say, comfortable even secure, knowing that Villain was always had eyes on me, watching to make sure that I was okay. And that was it was the same me with him. I was paying attention to where he was at, where he was moving, who was around him. And a lot of times when live streamers are out, they're not doing that. They some want to just kind of be in their own bubble and not talk to no one. Some people are just doing their own thing, but Villain we always made sure that we were okay when we were out there.
Yeah, and that's actually something I wanted to touch on too. Is as somebody that aggregates streams or did quite often throughout the majority of that.
Dominantly, people that already dwelled there, transient individuals, and then a handful of other tents. But and so when I was there, it was Antifa, was not really what Antifa has been showcased as now. You had people in block, but for the most part, it was just those people. But I was able to interview and walk around freely and talk to people. And then it was down in Portland, and it was in front of the federal courthouse, and it was the same thing. It was, like I'm behind a shield wall with my microphone recording the whole night, and people were happy to talk. And then things became so exclusive, right? It stopped being inclusive. But what started happening was it started separating.
I agree. It is very important. And I found myself looking back and rereading every single text message that I had with Villain. And he had messaged me once back in September saying that he was tired of being Villain Report. And he was questioning whether or not he was making a difference with his goal and of promoting the truth and helping bridge conversations. And I told him, I find value in your work. And when he had expressed that to me, that he was tired of being Villain Report, from what we're talking about now, about that sense of community. And it's true. Like we do need to have more of a sense of community so that nobody feels like alone, and to know that what we are doing does have true value. And when he had said that to me, like I just talked about the community that we are forming and going forward. Like I said, it shouldn't take a tragedy for us to realize the importance of building a community amongst us. The speaking of Villain, the number one thing that I will always remember him by is his ability of humanizing everybody of different backgrounds and different opinions, even those who were trying to cause him harm. He still didn't shut down their voice and still gave them the opportunity to speak. And so I think that's something that I want to apply also onto my platform, is even when I disagree with people, to still not shut down their voices. And even when they're trying to shut me down, like, hey, I won't let them shut me down, but also be vigilant that I won't shut down other people, and really try to bridge community, not just amongst us who have same opinions, but to further everybody's voices, so that way ideas can rise to the top. And as long as everybody's being heard, like I think that that will help with any extremism or radicalism that we're having, because it's when you're siloed that you start to develop.
Rob raid, I wasn't expecting this. Thank you, Rob, for the raid there. I appreciate that. See if it's coming in little by little. Right now we're just covering somebody who passed away 3 years ago or so. Yeah. Named Villain Report. There was a live streamer in the Portland area. Covered a lot of things there. Rated already? All right. I appreciate it. That means I have to give you good content instead of just average content. Is that what's going on here? I have to give you quality learning content, not just learning content. I have to give you learning content. That must be a step above the learning content. But anyway, what we're watching here is old footage here of Villain Phoenix. Let me know if you guys have heard of him. But he was a live streamer from Portland back in the day, showed off a lot of the craziness in Portland, from what Antifa was doing, what the Patriots were doing, Proud Boys were doing, and already covered some of his old footage. Maybe I'll cover some more of it after this little memorial service we had for him that I sat up here, not bragging, just saying I got everybody together. And this is Tara Shapansky here, Polish American Brotherhood. She's also a live streamer back in the day. Thank you guys for watching. EOD in the chat. Oh my, why do you send me the troublemakers here, like this EOD guy here? I thought you guys were going to send me the cool people, but you send me EOD out there. I actually gave him a screwdriver. I guess that guy can't even handle a hammer, much less a screwdriver, but okay. Just kidding, guys. Thank you for the raid, Rob. Shout out, Rob. EOD, put Rob's link in the chat for me, please. For the people who aren't following Rob, Rob's a good guy. He does a lot of the panel verse. Don't tell him I said panel verse. I guess he calls it debate verse or whatever. There's some news probably lately, but he can destroy any lefty in a debate out there. Definitely Pam Tifa. That would be something to see, guys. If you know Pam Tifa and you know Rob, imagine that debate. Hellstorm, you didn't have to do that. What's that coming out of nowhere? You haven't had lunch since yesterday. Always Rob. Yep, not one step back. Was that if that was supposed to be for Rob? I'll send it to him if that was supposed to. Hellstorm, was that for Rob or whatever? I don't know if it showed up. If it didn't show up for me or something like that, let me know if you want me to send that to $20 to Rob in a Cash App or something like that. But anyway, Rob probably thanks you or something like that. EOD, find out if that was meant for Rob. Okay, that's Normal America's channel right there. But thank you.
More of a radical thought. So bridging communities is something that, and bridging together voices is something that Villain had epitomized, and something that I know I want to put forward in my platform as well.
And just to shout out your platform again, that's Polish American Brotherhood on YouTube, and Adam and
Francisco.
What's the name of the show again? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm my co-host for we have the TNA show, the Tara and Adam show.
Awesome. Yeah, check that out, guys.
I was meant for okay, thank you. I didn't. I appreciate it. Not one step back. That's a cool thing there. Kind of funny thing is that's like the new way of saying FAFO back. Then that was kind of the Proud Boys thing, and a lot of people were saying back in the Portland area, FAFO, and a few other kind of interesting comments they made when Antifa would show up at certain events. F Antifa.
Streamer rule number 1, I drank too much, so I'm going to let Primetime Patriot go on with his stuff, and I'll be right back.
You mean you broke my rule? That's my rule.
At least when you're out on the live stream and you drank too much before you started live streaming, big boo-boo. But anyway, restreaming, not as bad. Go ahead, Primetime. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. I just want to say, it's an honor to be a part of this community. It's a tight-knit community of individuals out there.
A lot of, just like in your debate verse or whatever that Rob's from, there's certain people that kind of get burned out and kind of find other things to do besides their streaming, things like that. You probably know some of the people out there in that debate verse area that have kind of stepped away from doing their thing so often or whatever, or at least limited their kind of social footprint. Primetime Patriot's one of those, and he's still on Twitter, but he was a great live streamer out there and kind of brought news content and all sorts of fun stuff out there. He might be hiding in my stream or whatever. He just doesn't want to pop out, but good guy out there that's always kind of showing what was going on in Salem with Antifa and all the Chaz and Chop Zone and things like that. But it's cool that he got to know Villain toward the end there.
But I've been really honored to get to know Villain in the short amount of time that we did have together. And he immediately took me in like a brother and treated me as such. And the one thing that I really will always remember is that in a time of misinformation and chaos, Villain was there to bring truth, and he was there to bring truth out of everybody, out of every human. Like Tara said, he really was able to humanize the situations. He was able to get raw and real with these people. He was able to pull out the emotions and their feelings and their true. I'm
trying to talk to two communities at once. You got the Panelverse community and the sort of the Antifa tough guy community, things like that. Just imagine a guy like this in that community, that somebody like Villain that was able to kind of understand both sides and have that kind of perspective, that able to kind of understand where the left and right are both coming from. You guys probably think of somebody like that out there, right-leaning type person would probably be the Tomato. I know you're not big fans of the Tomato, but somebody like that kind of is able to at least bring people both on one stage. And there's Emmett, also Abe Dinkus is able to talk to both sides, other guys like that out there. that was, oh, the way villain report that they were talking about was also kind of like that he was able to kind of easily just have a conversation with both sides, and he did lean right, but because of all the craziness that was happening on that side of things. But if you guys can think of somebody else in the panel verse that kind of reflects who the villain guy is, go and say a name in the chat.
Their true heartfelt beliefs. That's really hard sometimes to get out of people in this day and age. And, you could instantly feel it in a conversation with Villain. People put up a barrier or put up a wall, and he was immediately able to knock it down with numerous strategies of philosophy or logic, whatever it was. Villain was able to break through that surface, get to the mind.
But yeah, even about just like, people have a conversation, but he would kind of be able to break down the barriers and things like that. There was an event that happened at Wii Spa back in the day, if you remember. They were didn't want to allow certain people to get body rubs and things like that in certain areas and things like that. He was at that event and everything, and a lot of people, they didn't want to talk to anybody. They just wanted to say all trans lives matter, basically. And he was able to have a discussion with a lot of people down there, because of, he brought up his troubles in the past and everything, his kind of understanding of his own biology and things like that back then. But yeah, he's a good guy.
These people, and he was able to share that truth to the world, and that's so important with what we're able to do is to share that truth of everybody's got a little bit of truth to share, and Villain was there to make sure that not only was his truth heard, but everybody he talked to, whether it was the right, the left, it didn't matter. So I'll always remember that about Villain, and I hope to keep that spirit up of trying to bring the divide together.
EOD, if there's a button that the new people can hit or whatever, is there like a like button down below, or a thumbs up button, or a subscribe button? Anyway, you guys can feel free to hit those buttons. Just don't hit the thumbs down one, hit the thumbs up one once or 3 times, okay?
And I just wanted to say, while Mr. Bill is finishing up here, remember, everyone, my stream, every bit, every advertising penny, every bit of it, we will tally this up tomorrow once ads are figured in, and we will appropriate those funds to the 2 efforts that we have.
Amazing. And so I'm going to keep going out there and keep doing what I'm doing. And this year is for the peace, everybody. And so thank you for all watching so high.
Yeah, you can see Son of Hightower on YouTube. He walks around the streets of Portland nowadays.
Oh, you didn't have to do that. I appreciate it, though. Hellstorm, I appreciate it. Being a good guest. That's a very good guest, I'm not asking for money, but that's a good way of being a guest. Other ways of being a good guest would be the thumbs up button, the share button. Some people say that hitting the share and the copy button or something like that, even if you don't, or the copy and the share button, even if you don't share it anywhere or whatever, it helps algorithms or something like that. I don't understand these new technologies called algorithms, but that's what they say helps.
Showing us what's going on there and like everything else he said. Go ahead, BCP.
Does anybody else hate their voice, their recorded voice? They think their normal voice sounds so good and everything, and then they hear their voice like this. That's me. Camera issues back in the day. But anyway, that was crazy.
What do you got to say? I know you
well, I started off eating some ice cream about 2.5 hours ago, so now I had to come to a restaurant to actually get the food. So I've been out.
Golden Corral, Quincy, you lied. I see it say Golden Corral.
Right, wait 30 minutes. No, so check this out, you guys. In case people are tuning in or whatever and don't know who I am, Quincy Franklin. I go by the Black Conservative Preacher on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, Instagram. That is the BC Preacher. So, like I told you guys earlier, known Villain about a year and a half. He always had my back. He was always looking out for me when we were out in the field. And Son of Hightower, Common Sense Conservative, Primetime Patriot, CJ, myself, we've been in hostile situations. Tara herself, Eddie Block. Most of us on here have been in hostile situations.
Notice how he purposely left me out there, even though earlier I described it a hostile situation I was in. He purposely left me out. It's okay. It's okay.
And especially January 6th, it played a toll on us, the ones who were there, good, bad, or indifferent. that amount of people in whether it was organized chaos, planned chaos, whatever, there was a lot of emotional things.
Yeah, man. Remember, didn't he say he went to some sort of kitchen? That's not a kitchen. That's a Golden Corral there. Okay, this BCP guy. Sometimes he fibs, or maybe he got ice cream at the kitchen place, and then he went to Golden Corral afterwards. It's weird to get your dinner after your dessert, but anyway, we'll stream those. Yeah, you remember all these classic streams. Devil's Raspberry. Did you pop in over from the Rob Noor raid, and you're kind of more? And you liked watching the craziness back in the day. That is kind of cool that you're kind of part of that community, but you're kind of getting a refresher course on the old kind of community. Interesting.
In that short amount of time. And that's just one incident. You know, we talked about
CJ, he was in there earlier or whatever. He was driving his car out there and had the big head, bald hair. In fact, if you remember Kyle Rittenhouse back in the day, part of the reason Kyle Rittenhouse got free and everything, not guilty, was because of CJ's footage that day.
The Wii Spot. We talk about Chaz, Chop. We talk about Antifa in the Portland stuff. And when you're out in the field and you're in the middle of that, and you're having to keep your head nonstop on a swivel because you don't know what type of object's going to be flown at you. You don't know when someone's going to just walk up to you and stab you, walk up to you and shoot you, execute you, walk up to you and mace you. Villain took on all of that. He took on their ideas.
And chat, if you guys want to know some other people that are in the chat here that deal with this kind of stuff, Danny Rebels in the chat, please put your link in the chat there for him, Danny. Yeah, too many windows open. And he goes out there, deals with some of the new Antifa type people, you know, and sometimes you'll see some old school Antifa type behavior still show up at the ICE building, things like that. But good guy out there, EOD. He has enough trouble with the Kentucky bourbon that's out there. Sorry, the Tennessee bourbon. But anyway, to deal with Antifa, but sometimes dealing with that Tennessee bourbon is kind of tough for him.
Theologies, their philosophies, and he looked at this world as a broken world. And all that guy was out there to do was expose the truth, no matter what side it was, no matter who he was talking to. And he wanted this unity in this broken, lost world.
Do me a favor, guys, go watch Danny Rebel. There's like 10 different guys out there, but Danny's one. They're all good ones or whatever, but he's one of the good YouTubers out there. This kind of shows you got good content. Make sure you follow me too if you haven't subscribed to me, but also subscribe to Danny Rebel over there. I think he usually kind of wears kind of black bloc kind of stuff, so people can't tell that he's partially Native American. I'm not sure if he's hiding his Native Americanness, but anyway, and he does some other cool stuff too in Coos Bay.
That's what he wanted. While he was looking at his own self, examining his own self, he wanted things to be, he wanted peace. He wanted things to be peaceful. And he carried that weight. He really did.
Oh, here.
After the dog can hold the camera correctly, at least, you know.
Try to see all the different people on the screen here again. DK Records on there, Central Scrutinizer, Brand for Liberty, Austin Zone over there, Eddie Block over there, me right there, CJ, Tara Shapansky, Yeedy McEaterson. I don't know who that is. Some of them are just kind of friends of his. There's another Seattle guy over there. But anyway, here we go.
No, at least the dog can't hold the camera.
I think that might be the alcohol talking there, but
sorry about that.
They were cops. He's actually a dog.
So good.
Real quick though, you see this little girl right here? This girl right
Oh,
here,
you
she
got
beat the FBI when they
freaking
raided my
Donald
house.
J.
So
I love those fur babies.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Edie.
One real quick thing too, Mr. Bill.
But like, I appreciate the way Quincy verbalized. I always put text and would say orally, like everybody's stream names could.
Then we would totally say
you were probably Devil's Raspberry. You probably remember Common Sense Conservative. Then he was always doing Portland feeds, you know, some getting into the fray sometimes. A lot of times he would kind of stand back and just take it all in, kind of stuff too. But see him out there doing quite a bit. He has like 100,000 subscribers, but I haven't seen him go live lately. But he's still safe, I think.
Separate, because I didn't like, filming with other people, because then I'd have to watch their back instead of and in some of these situations that we've been in, watching somebody else's back gets you clocked in the side of the head. But Villain and I were able to like split off, and we could always trust each other, that we knew that we were going to meet up where we were supposed to meet up later on. We could find each other. And I liked that about him, because I knew that he'd be going off and he'd be filming something different. And then I'd go off a different direction. I'd be filming something different. And then we'd bring it all in together. And I knew that I could trust, like when people were talking earlier about him being, I didn't know there was any such thing as right wingers who restream. I had no idea. The only restreamers,
not to pull you out, Rob, but not in Vancouver at that flag wave. You didn't on that overpass. Matter of fact, you gave Mr. Bill and restreamers did a proper job.
Right.
Actually calming it out.
Right. And it took a lot. It took a lot of like learning. It took a lot of learning and understanding
we're
like
all
what
learning.
was going
We're
on.
all
Right.
figuring this thing out.
The common
That would be
say some
awesome.
stuff
too. So
back then, a lot of live streamers didn't like restreamers, so that's what he was talking about there. It was like he finally figured out, like, yes, restreamers deserve their little bit of fame too, as long as they shout out the live streamers that they're watching. You always got to give recognition. Like I gave Danny Rebel a little recognition there earlier. Usually when I restream from the house or whatever, you'll always see me put up the different names of the different people that I'm watching at that time there too. But yeah, let's see if Graw's on here somewhere. I thought Graw showed up. God Rides a Harley, kind of a mod for everybody. You toward the very end there, Graw, or where were you? I was trying to look for you. I thought they had you on screen, didn't they? I'm trying to find out where you ended up on screen. Not there, not there, not there, not there. Oh, here you are. Here you are. Here's God Rides a Harley toward the end here.
I will let Wizzy
Let him say it in his own words or something like that when he's ready. I understand.
Absolutely. And Wizzy's got some things himself going on right now in his life, some personal things. And
This is God Rides a Harley here. Everybody kind of knows it. Him as their mod in their channel over in this side of the universe there. But this is, he likes his Harley, he likes his vehicles, things like that. But yeah, he was a mod for everybody there too. We wanted to make sure he had a chance to give his 2 cents.
and I'll let him tell you about that too. But I did want to pop in and say something about Villain while I chance. It was an honor to be a moderator for Villain. I enjoyed it. I find myself lucky. I'm just simply a guy that's a moderator. But I did have some interesting conversations with Villain, specifically when I was just driving and he would pop on my Discord and we would just talk about stuff and not riot porn or anything like that. He would want to talk about cars and he'd want to talk about his motorcycle and he asked me, and the guy didn't know a damn thing about cars and he didn't know diddly squat about motorcycles. and he told me that and that was cool and I enjoyed those conversations with him and asked me about dogs, what kind of dog I had for the typical Villain conversation, what kind of dog you got. And I didn't have the heart to tell him that there's no way in hell he was going to make it from Portland to Florida on that Honda 45. It wasn't going to happen.
No.
But
we all knew it.
Yeah. So the main point I wanted to get across was, well, and I would like to say one other thing. I gained a massive amount of love and respect for Villain when he did his testimonial live. I don't know if everybody got a chance to see that. A lot of people didn't. I watched him live when he said and explained about his life and the things that he'd gone through and the turmoils and past parts of his life that he struggled with and still did to this day, is struggling with alcoholism and stuff. And he talked with me about that just a little bit, but not a lot. But I just want everybody to remember the good times. A couple of good times that really made me laugh was when he got arrested for stepping in the street. He was so pissed off that those cops had to
was
arrest him.
amazing.
It was, and that, and when I think Antifa was going to burn the Christmas tree somewhere in Portland at the center or whatever, and he went, and the other 4 or 5 streamers from the other side, they were all gathered there in a group and just walked right up to him like, You know, he admitted, hey, I was kind of nervous at first, but I know a lot of people seen that. And that's when I realized the intelligence of Bill. I realized that even earlier. And Bill was highly intelligent. He had a voice that people listened to, but he didn't realize that people listened to him.
Exactly.
That was sad. Yeah.
He's a good man. We're all lucky to know, man. You can't walk past a dog without petting him. I don't care. Everybody knows that there can be shit going off in the air, bombs overhead. He's going to pet that dog. And I guarantee you he's petting those dogs right now, y'all. So I just want everybody to make sure you remember the good times of Villain. You know what I'm saying? We all have troubles and take care of each other and love each other. And that's the main thing I wanted to say.
Amen,
dude.
Amen. He did a great job of reminding us to support our moderators too, like God Rides a Harley and all the moderators that are in the streams right now and everything. You know, whenever he was in his chat and everything before the end of it, middle of it, I think I remember him saying, "Thank you, moderators. Thank you, moderators." You know, and it just reminds us to sort of never forget to say that to the people that are helping out in our chats. You know, they don't get paid. They just out there for our support. It's awesome to see.
They also serve the community as well.
Like I said, they're the songbirds of our generation.
Thank you for including me. Thank you very much.
You betcha.
Thank you for your words, man.
Hey, Robert.
There's one more. Black Rebel also spoke there, but I cannot see when he spoke. Did he speak towards the beginning? Black
And
Rebel?
built a friendship with him.
Oh, here it is.
Over.
I already hear this one here too. If you remember back in the day, guys, there's a guy.
I first met
when the guy got stabbed in Portland, or was kind of big news back then. It kind of was like the start of a lot of the Antifa stuff. But it was Black Rebel that you'll hear here in a second that got stabbed. They thought it was a different black guy that they were going to stab. It's kind of weird. Black Lives Matter, and they wanted to stab a black guy that they didn't like. But and then Villain was his buddy here also, and this is Black Rebel's voice you're hearing, even though you see Common Sense Conservative on the screen there. And he actually Villain showed up and was by his bedside too.
Villain was after when I got stabbed in Portland last year, after streaming Antifa, he came and did an interview with me inside of my hotel room, or not hotel, inside the
Hospital, bro.
Yeah, inside the hospital room. And that was the first time I met him. I had been watching his videos. He kind of inspired me to actually go to Portland and start streaming, seeing his videos in Chaz there inside of Seattle, and kind of inspired me to start streaming again and start doing live streams again, and built a friendship with him over went to New York, went to DC. And yeah, it's I guess, yeah. I wish I would have had a chance to talk with him more over the last few months. We hadn't been talking as much as we used to over the last few months, and so I do regret the time that I did get a chance to miss.
Yeah, I share a lot of those same sentiments as well.
Speaking of Black Rebel, I think that's the end of that one there. I just want to bring up this video here of Black Rebel when he was working security in Portland here. This gives you an idea of some of the craziness you would see in Portland here. Let me bring this over. The heck of it here, guys. Outside of a shopping center area.
Assault, join jail, try getting a job after a criminal record. Call the cops.
Let me see the receipt.
Call the cops. Call 911.
Okay.
Call 911.
Okay.
Assault. Did everybody see that? They touched my body. I have complex PTSD. You touch my body, you go to jail. You go to jail. You touch me. You go to jail. You go to jail. Go to jail. You join the criminal record. Try getting a job. Don't wait for the cops. I've got the way out with the evidence. Call the cops. Call the cops. I said no. Going to jail. Going to jail. Going to jail. No matter how you look at it. Oh man, I'm gonna get you in jail. I don't think you are going to jail. Help you.
Your average Democrat in Portland, just about. Maybe not. Okay, let's go back to Villain Report and watch some of the coverage real quick. One last video, some of the craziness of what Villain had to cover out there. There we go. Let's see something a little wild here that he was covering here. Not that one there. Battle 4 years ago. Let's do it. Look for a video here. Actually, this is the last video that kind of nobody saw it, but it came out after his demise. Watch some of this real quick here. Just kind of skim through it. This is from Vancouver here. Not really craziness going on here, but I think some craziness happened later on here. Let's see if we skim through it here.
Federal police coming out of that building in their garage a lot.
As you see, the federal building that was here, they kept banging and trying to break open the doors to the building. They had to put up a wall. It was a wild times back in 2020.
Guns, and I blessed them. And
He always tried to do interviews, even in the middle of the chaos. He'd try to find somebody that would have a conversation and say, "What's your thoughts on what you're seeing out here?" You know, even when most people would would want to watch. No, show us what's going on. Show us the fireworks and things like this. He would say, "No, I'm gonna see what people are actually thinking about what's going on." Very cool.
time they disarm, they go away. You can ask but most of these people out here know me, most of them, and they will show you. Oh, last night, yeah, we seen them. I chased.
Get away from the craziness, hopefully. Yeah.
Police officers everywhere. Not like this, rah rah rah, like this. Blessings, blessings, ladies and gentlemen. Life has taught me.
Stop here for a second and read the chat.
Like I said, fireworks right next to the federal building. No sign of police out there. No sign of police. There'd be some federal people inside the federal building and cops on the outside, but none of them would stop the Antifa from doing what they were doing back then. July 3rd, 2020, I believe. Summer of love. Look at all the love out there. The lovely smoke.
Protesting is different than raging. I'm gonna go up a little bit.
Mostly peaceful. Yes, mostly peaceful protesting. I can see all the people praying for the Black Lives Matter and and all the charity work out here showing the love for Black Lives Matter and donations being collected for Black Lives Matter and helping the homeless community. That must all be going on out there. I'm sure the homeless community didn't mind all that smoke and everything going on around that area. No, that was normal stuff back in 2020.
Everybody.
Military pictures here. Right on.
Everything in there. Black, white, green.
Yeah.
We're all green.
Yeah.
You're green.
Yeah.
You're green. Any black dude, one of that.
News this last week, so people are going to associate the vibe you're putting off with that kind of stuff, and so.
I'm not sure if this guy was leaning left or leaning right, but he would even call people out right to their face in a sense. If he thought, that they shouldn't be dressed up in camo or something like that. He'd sort of say it could kind of give off the wrong message, and might not be so good for you if you're a right winger out there dressed like this. That means you're ready to do battle or something like that. And it's when you've got 100 plus lefties over there, may not be the best idea. Yes, I understand that.
It's like
Just watch Never Woke or something like that, or not woke.net. You can still see their Twitch channel. I'm not sure if they keep their footage up there, but they were streaming the other day too.
What you say?
You guys labeled me, or they did. They labeled me before they.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not for the flag burning and all that, but that is the freedom of speech, and people are able.
Like I said, he got into it here early on before the leftists kind of kicked all the conservatives out of the area, or anybody with a camera just about. But you can see all the graffiti and everything everywhere there.
Please stop filming.
So you can even hear them say, "Stop filming." Like What's Villain's responses? First Amendment, I'm guessing.
Not going to stop filming.
Not going to stop filming. Ooh, boy. If there's any words that reflected Villain's thing, not going to stop. Those five words are the epitomizes Villain.
No, I'm not going to stop filming.
Some of you guys are Crucible people too, I would imagine. The chat sometimes when things go off or whatever nowadays, Crucible kind of shows some of the nighttime footage, things like that. But back then, everybody was kind of showing this kind of footage of all the craziness that was going on. Term limits would be interesting. Yeah, that would be nice if people felt responsible for the people and not to keeping a job.
Because I'm here to document the reality of it, not bias. So if something good happens in the film, that if something bad happens in the film, that. I'm not going to edit it and make it look a certain way. Yeah.
I think and it was.
And
like
the guy, there was
week
one
ago.
point where it was Sunday night.
Yeah.
There was one point where there was a guy with an AK, and I'm right next to This is kind of getting unstable out here. This doesn't usually get like this important. Hey, do you know what's going on up there? Is there a gun?
Yeah, he has a gun. Yeah, and they were
Okay.
headed towards the bridge. So I was like, all right.
Graffiti everywhere. It's like children out there back in those days. It's like they were more interested in making art on the sidewalk than they were in doing a real protest, back then, were really caring about Black lives. It was just major SJW stuff to the nth degree.
Asked the person where they're going. They're like, we're going to the Justice Center. And I believe it was like the first night they marched to the Justice Center over the bridge.
I think it was the guy that sped off, so the gun is gone. My streamers were thinking my stuff on all the platforms, but all my video footage is on YouTube.
No, they don't exist. Antifa just simply means anti-fascist, There's no group called Antifa. It's just short for anti-fascist. Make it make sense. If they're not a group, then why are they called anti-fascist? If anti-fascists were a group, wouldn't they be proud to be a group of anti-fascists? But Antifa is not a group, so help it make it make sense.
Yeah, they do. That's on one of the.
Their anti-First Amendment is what the FA stands for, in my opinion.
One of the live streams from like a window in shop. You can hear somebody after they shut up that car. It's
very much absurdity, yeah. Crazy absurdity.
Yeah, there's a lot of chats going on right now. 330 people here. Sean.
Back in those days, he would have had 1,000+ people in his chat right there.
If you're gonna say, "Are you Patrick?" and then walk the fuck away, I need to know what because I'm going after him.
Yeah.
Or if it's a Clinton Goldman initiative goon because I'm blowing the whistle on my mentors who have found that. I don't know who's who in a
That's
mask,
an idea.
but I get sketched.
People were running like crazy.
I saw him actually aiming it over the thing, but by the time.
Huh? You're not freaked out by this guy?
Yeah, for sure. It's sketchy.
Yeah.
Tension's worse.
Yeah, he's kind of. Runnings in front of me. That's the entrance.
Even if he was walking away or whatever, you always had to watch your back. If anybody suspected you of being right leaning or whatever, you'd be best to have somebody out there with you. But at least make sure you take 4 rights to make sure you're not being followed. Hey, Trench, thank you for the new membership. Appreciate it. High five. Thank you so much. If you guys, there's a button down there. I'm not sure if any of the people hit the button. If they haven't done it already, there's a button that says subscribe on it. Looks like a little bell thing or something like that. If you click that button, and preferably with all notifications, that would be very handy. I would appreciate that. And you can chat too. So you got some of your chatters chatting in here from the Rob raid there. I appreciate it. No, Jared McCoy, this is not live. This is about 3 years old, maybe 4 years old coverage here, if not 4.5, I think. Old stuff. Mr. Bill's live, but yeah, this is just paused video here from July 3rd, 2020, back in the day. The last content that from Villain Report's account. He was a guy that passed away 3 years ago. I was kind of remembering some of the content back then. Just I didn't think I'd have many people watching this. I was expecting maybe 20 people that kind of knew Villain or whatever to watch. Help kind of remember him, but a lot of people popped in here. I appreciate it. Thank you.
The Portland Police Station. That's the back side of the Multnomah County Justice Building.
You can see all the helmets and everything, so you knew who was Black Bloc, and a lot of times they would put fists on their helmets, to show that they really are communists. Oh, good night. Thank you, Twitch, again for that membership. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Well, yeah, they never burned anything, guys. There was never any dumpster fires, as you're looking at one on your screen right there. They would never put a dumpster next to a building, and have smoke go into it. No, only ice does anything to hurt people inside a building.
Yeah, if you're Textman 82 is sitting there harassing the guy in the car, but you're not here, man. You can't see. He was driving through in a menacing way. They're just trying to street ride. That's weird.
20-second delay. Oh, you're on a delay. Then hit the speed up button or something like that if you're on a delay or something.
You're driving through in a menacing way.
That's where the lights went out there.
Just mean mugging people.
Skip ahead.
Sometimes
here.
just ask for clarity makes people mad.
Oh, it went out there. It looks like maybe the gasoline ran out.
Jewelry store on Broadway.
Yeah.
And they were trying to burn. Here. Yeah.
Is he usually dressed like that?
He had the same outfit on last night. Dylan Phoenix.
See, they would try to have these little Chaz chop zones, smaller ones all around Portland, and whenever they could sort of say, "This is our area. We're going to make little tiny gates and things like that. That were police aren't allowed in this area." It's like, remember when you were building a fort when you were like 10 years old? Imagine being a 20-year-old and trying to build a fort type stuff out in the middle of Portland. Imagine how silly that sounds. It's okay when you're like 8 or 9 building a fort in your room or whatever, but these people are 20, 25 years old trying to build a fort in the middle of a city to keep the police out. Make that make sense.
Like the villain, like move Okay, be fine. No worries. I don't care if you're recording me. Just like a lot of people are like, I don't know. I just want to be open.
We all get a weird feeling. Yeah. And it's because of what they've done to us for as long as we can remember. And not,
This guy's a white guy. What they've done to us.
maybe not me particularly, but I've seen it happen to numerous people, of all colors, of all sizes, of all.
What the cops have done, like pull people over that are speeding and things like this. Yeah, they do that. That's their job.
All genders, of all whatever they want to call themselves. I've seen the police just target people for no.
Wow, you're saying there's unequal justice in major cities? Bells, that would never happen. Unequal justice in a metropolitan Democrat city? There's no such thing. I can't believe you would even bring up the idea of such a thing happening in a left-leaning city or whatever, And that only happens in right-leaning cities where they believe in law and order for everyone, Sarcasm intended.
Reason.
Huh. Yeah, I know there's some bad apples, and sometimes things don't go the best. I'll tell you, from my perspective, it's miserable.
There's their fort, guys. They got their fort set up there as they're trying to push into the federal building over over there. It's crazy. Like, grow up, learn how to protest. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, they put up one of these bench things, tables or whatever from a restaurant out in the middle of the street. Like, oh, that's really, really helpful. Then burn a table. Great for the environment. Yeah. Only later on, only one time did I ever see them get kettled or anything like that. Very rarely were the police called on them or stopped them. One time when they tried to go into the mayor's apartment, then the police stepped up when they tried to break into the mayor's apartment. That's when they decided to care about people. When a Democrat politician was trying to be attacked, then the police were called in. When, there's picking on homeless people and anybody that had a red, white, and blue hat on or something like that, it's okay if those people get attacked, but if it's the mayor, let's call in the National Guard.
These guys to my left right here, just kind of
I remember the days.
Came up on me. I don't know if they're peaceful or not, but I just wanted to. That is.
There's their BLM fort.
Ugh.
Just get the head here.
I got a bicycle.
They had all sorts of craziness going on back then, yeah.
On a scale of 3 DUIs to 0, how drunk do you think that guy is?
Who are you to hear 7%, huh?
12 out of 10.
I messed with him a little bit just for fun, but I kind of went in too deep, I guess. So I was just trying to tease him a little bit. Didn't work out. Starving.
What was going on here? A lot of people got drunk those days too. Just FYI, thank you for the 4 people that subscribed. If anybody else wants to hit the subscribe button, it's down there. It's very free. I'll make it free for the next 5 minutes if anybody wants to hit the subscribe button. But thank you for the 4 new subscriptions. I appreciate it, guys. If you do want to make it 5 or more, click that subscribe button. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. So definitely the Multnomah County DA office went ahead and pulled back.
Good point. They're devils.
Okay.
Yep.
I want to head back up here, though. All right. Check out my social media, man.
What the heck? Be better. Be better. Why do they have to be better? Why can't they be worse? Oh, Ingrid is still alive. Okay, good. Okay, we're gonna.
Oh, what's up, poker man? How you doing?
Okay.
Was that Richard?
I got place.
That wasn't Richard, was it?
I keep my free hand down. Check out my.
I thought it was Richard because Richard's been around quite a while. If you guys know who Richard is, he's kind of one of the mentally challenged people that shows up at the ICE building all the time. That Antifa kind of takes advantage of. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, looks like we're going to raid you over to Angry Oregonian. Yeah, that sounds good.
Thanks, Wookie Wiener. I just didn't know if it changes. When I was watching my video last night, some of the video looks better than other parts of it. So thanks for letting me know.
Let's see if he's just going to keep going talking here. Hold on a second. Yeah, he's still talking here. I'm going to play a song. Hold on, but this is a good guy here. This, speaking of OGs or whatever, Angry Oregonian here, they'll bring it over here. see. I can ask him if he's still going here.
Mr. Bill's still going strong. He will. The minute I shut my stream down, Bill will shut his down. Watch. That's funny. Because I know he's watching, or he's got somebody watching.
I'm watching you right now.
A couple of times. I'll tell you what, though. Are you going to be on a bit? Oh, hey, there's Mr. Bill right there. Not quite sure, buddy. If I have things to talk about, I'm working until 7 o'clock in the morning. So until I have nothing to talk about, or somebody makes me get off here, or something of that sort, I don't have any plans on skipping out at any specific time. Or why are you leaving? Because it's almost midnight. Are you getting ready to raid me? I will send people to talk to you about. Hold on. Okay. I've never been raided before. That's pretty cool. Awesome. See, that was what I was going to say before I realized he was in the chat, is that I haven't looked. I don't know how many subscribers I have right now, but literally I'm thinking half of those subscribers probably came from Mr. Bill's recommendations.
Because I'm a nice guy and I know how to share a stream out and say thank you to do things like that. So we're just going to finish off this here and radio over to him over there. Actually, I'm going to play music here because, like you guys said, Antifa is just an idea, guys. Just an idea.
Thank God.
Shadows on corners, they lurk and they plot. Tell me who's free when the truth's forgot. Just an idea, they say. While the streets burn away, who's the villain in this play? Just an idea, they say.
I'm not going to dance. I'm not going to dance. Okay, I'll dance for 30 seconds if you guys subscribe. If you guys tell me that 5 more people are going to subscribe, then I'll do it a 30-second dance. It's up to you. Oops. Hit that button. Hit that button.
The flags wave high, but the sky's full of doubt. Tell me who's the cold when the truth's on trial. Tell me who's the fraud with that crooked smile. They spin the wheel of lies while smoke and fire fill the sky. Just an
That's all you get.
they say. While the streets burn away.
Thanks, thanks.
Who's the villain in this play? Just an idea, they say. Max on faces, no names, no trace. The game's been rigged, it's a crooked race. The banners wave, but the meaning's gone. Who's the enemy when the fight feels wrong? Just an idea, they
Not grifting. Not. It's not grifting when it's subscriptions. Only grifting when it's money, I heard. Sounds good. I probably, yeah. All right, before I raid you over to the Angry Oregonian over there, I think of some questions you guys want to talk to him. So we got to keep him busy over there. So you guys got to think of some questions to talk to him about. Okay, so
This man has been so instrumental on
But before you go over and watch him over there, we got to think of some questions. Ask him how long his longest beard he's had done on his beard. Ask him how long he's been in the Patriot movement. Ask him if he was ever a Proud Boy. You can ask him other questions or something like that. But he's been dealing with Proud Boys flag wave stuff and helping communities out there for quite a while. So give him some love out there, all right, guys? And make sure you subscribe also to him out there. Oh, again, unsub. Oh, doggone, I shouldn't have danced. Okay, get over there, guys. Ready, get set, go. I'll send you right over. Hold on. He looks like he's getting ready to do something here. Go watch him. Go watch him. Ready? Actually, no, I got to do this. Hold your horses, Angry. Hold on your horses. Hold your horses there. Live.